we go. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. And welcome to Sebastian's Davies Dark Tournament, where he basically hosts a huge One Piece tournament between characters. If you weren't here for the first 20 episodes, a large majority of those episodes were surrounded around who's the strongest ever in the verse, and there was a bracket. But now the tournament is based on One Piece mid-tier characters. So, Kid should definitely be here, but he's not. So you guys got away with one. But I do want to say again, as always, thank you, Sebastian, for hosting this and allowing me to compliment you and doing this type of tournament. And hello to everybody. So, Seb, take it away.
Hello, everyone. As Larry said, welcome to Davies Dark Tournament, the show where we have you all come into the Discord's voice chat and champion for your favorite combatants. Today, we're continuing the mid-tier tournament, and today we have some really interesting matchups. Hope you all have done your research and are ready to debate. I think, like Larry said, we're starting off with a couple really interesting ones. Yeah. I think Kid versus Reiju is the start. Should be, I know I asked you guys to do your own research. I haven't done any research whatsoever. I have been busy, as you guys can see. I'm in a hotel right now on the road, but I still felt like I needed to do the DDT this week. So it should be a lot of fun. As always, we ask that you guys come into the Discord, entrance to the den, and remain muted when we drag you guys up in groups until you are called on. And also, please do not talk over one another too heavily. We accept all debating and everything, but please keep it respectful of one another's time, effort, energy, and, it's mid-tier. We're allowed fair and reasonable speculation, as always. So, Larry, I'm excited about this one. I am. We got a couple really...
I'm excited, man. I'm full of energy. I'm pacing back. And I've had a great week. In particular, so riding off so many W's just got me. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So remember, guys, it's a debate. It's never an argument. We're always being civil. You guys already know the vibes. It's about respect amongst ourselves. So we push that heavily. And just remember, it's a debate. Anytime you think about saying the word argue, just be like, no, I'm debating. Words are powerful, and arguments usually have a negative, context around them.
Connotation.
Yeah, connotation. Yeah. Thank you, bro. This is why I need you, bro. I missed you last episode, by the way.
Listen, it's wild, bro. I wish I was there.
I'm gonna stop being your best friend, bro. One day I'm gonna just be like, yo, I'm your friend, bro. I'm not your best friend.
Listen, you know what, Larry? I'm glad I wasn't there because I would have probably rained on your kid slander parade a little bit, and I didn't want to do that.
We would have went off.
I don't even think so because I watched the playback, and I didn't disagree with almost anything you said. I was just laughing.
Sebastian and me were on the same side.
Listen. We didn't say anything too extreme, right?
Yeah, I did it.
Right.
Yeah.
You're proven right. For the longest time, we've had. I always said we don't know. You said I know he didn't fight Shanks. I said we don't know. You were proven correct. I want to give you your flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for giving me my flowers. Yo, I deserve. I get so much hate, and it's so crazy. And it's so sad. It's so sad when the person you think hates the most or has the most L takes turns out to be the guy that takes the most dubs. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. What y'all want me to do? I'm one man. That's all I can do is be right. So
this is why I'm glad I wasn't there, because you deserve to go off the way you did. You did. I'm happy you did. Yeah. When I saw it in the playback, I was like, bet. When I read the chapter and I knew I wasn't gonna be able to make it, I was like, damn, I'm gonna be sad. But then I knew this is why I wanted to make sure I did the DDT this week. Yeah. So I can give you your flowers here today.
Thank you.
Shout out to Larry. He's been on the Captain Useless mid train since day one. And he earned a huge dub with this one, man. He did. You know?
It's a big one, bro.
Yeah, man. A lot of debates, a lot of salty debates about whether he fought Shanks and
oh my God.
Yeah, man. That was a lot.
The fact that people thought that he even like Shanks even needed to fight him, bro. I'm sorry, bro. That's the kid fandom overall, bro. They overhype people, man. They think just because he collects a bunch of his surroundings and can punch really hard that he's top tier. I'm sorry, bro. That boy Ben Beckham packed him, bro. No diff.
Listen, I'll be real.
No
I'm gonna be real.
No diff.
There's no proof. And I talked to Lawrence recently, and we're not gonna harp on this for too long. There's no proof positive it was Ben. To my interpretation of what that was, my interpretation of what that was is Ben ordered them to take Kid's arm off because that seems more his style.
Ben ordered the monkey monster. He was like, hey, yo. And then all of a sudden the monkey just attacked.
The specifics or which characters did what exactly.
Yo, real talk, if we saw that Rockstar got ordered by Ben to fight Kid and got his arm taken off, fraudulent, bro.
I don't think Rockstar
fraudulent. Get out of here.
One other thing I have to do.
Yeah.
On this day, because again I wasn't on the pod.
Yeah, you were.
We gotta give 𝗏𝑕 his flowers too.
Yeah. Give 𝗏 his dub.
𝗏.
Yeah, give 𝗏 his dub.
Listen, man.
𝗏 was right about the 𝑠_SERAPHIM being a 𝗵𝐻𝐻𝑢 being a sword. Cool, bro. Yeah.
I love.
As long as 𝗵𝐻𝐻𝑢 not an actual sword, we good, bro.
Yes, I think we got the best. I think we got the best of both worlds. Where 𝗏's still right.
Yes.
But it didn't break a character that we believe.
Yes.
I think we got the best solution for that.
It didn't ruin One Piece.
Thank you.
Yeah, because a lot of what 𝗏 was saying was gonna ruin One Piece.
𝗏 did take a little L though. He did, and I'm sad. I'm bringing it up immediately after.
Yeah.
We got the volume 105 SBS or the chapter illusions, whatever it is. I don't know what it calls it. And Zoro is indeed not a plant.
Hold on. We're gonna save that for One Piece break week on our next episode.
Okay,
on Monday. Yeah. We'll get it because we can't talk about that because it's such a big thing in One Piece right now and like in the community. So we're gonna wait for Lawrence and Lionel if Lionel shows up this episode, and we're gonna talk about it. So we're gonna leave our thoughts on the whole thing then. So yeah.
All right. Without any further ado, we're going to start the One Piece Davey's Dark Tournament mid-tier episode 21. You know the vibes. Who you got? What diff and why? And Larry, let's bring a group of, I don't know how many people are in here. Let's get a group of say 5 or so. I don't know.
Yeah, we could do. We could do 5. We could do 5. All right, I'm gonna push them in. All right, here we go.
Make sure you add Chris into this group because he said he had to go.
Chris is not here.
I see him.
Where?
He's like the third to last name.
𝗎𝗫, Noel, JT.
Oh, maybe it looks different on you. Rowan Noah Chris, bro. He there. I see him.
Chris. I was thinking of old man Chris. All right, that's 5 people.
All right. I only see 4, but whatever.
No, Ragnar's in here too. Wait,
my
somebody
computer screen is all messed up, bro. It's all messed up.
No, Chris is there now.
All right. Either way.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen. Y'all know the vibes. Who you got? What diff and why? Welcome to the DDT. I hope y'all are having a great Wednesday. I hope your Wednesday is great as Larry's Monday was, because he was on one and he just left camera, so he didn't even hear what I said probably.
Yeah. No, I heard, but
all right. But yeah, how's it going, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. So what's up? What's the matchup? I didn't catch that.
Oh, my bad. I didn't switch it up. My bad. The first matchup is going to be. Hold on. Thank you, Seb. DDT Pig.
What up, Pig? What's going on, man? I love Pig's beard, bro. We can't hear you, Pig.
Oh, maybe I need a Pig. I'm gonna drag you out and then put you back in. Pause.
Hey, yo.
Hey, yeah, that sounded crazy, right?
Pig, try again.
Yeah, Pig, you can try again.
Testing.
Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
All right. Awesome, man.
So,
it's gonna be like Larry.
Before we do 2 things, I just want to point out we do have a membership goal now at the bottom left, as you guys could see. It's just a goal for like our March to get our memberships up on YouTube. So if you guys wanted to contribute, you're more than welcome. And the artist for the thumbnails is going to be Mr. D Artist within the Discord. He actually drew custom made art for the DDT, so shout out to him.
Shout out to Mr. D Artist, man.
Yeah, his information will be in the description below, and I have a slideshow. So the first part is like the two characters matching up, and then the second part is like the verses, which I created. So it's gonna be moving, just to add some flair to the DDT. So hope you guys enjoy it. So my bad, Sebastian, you could go.
Nah, all good. Thank you, Larry, for posting the matchup. As he pointed out, it's going to be 𝐿 versus 𝐲𝐤, Sanji's sister, the Poison Pink. Should be a really interesting matchup. I'm curious to see where you guys go with this one. I haven't done almost any research. I have vague familiarity with these characters' abilities, but you know the vibes. Who you got? What diff and why? And we'll start with Pig.
I'm putting my money on this fight to 𝐲𝐤.
Huh? What's the diff?
I'm going to give it to 𝐲𝐤 mid-diff because we know that with her raid suit, she's going to have the same durability Sanji currently has. She's going to be fast, and 𝐿's only thing she's bringing to this is speed and electrification. I'm pretty sure the raid suit offers defense towards electrification as well. Her suit allows her to secrete mucus or some type of poison onto her skin. And if 𝐿 does manage to scratch through the raid suit, even though she is using those gloves, there's no guarantee that the splashback won't get on her and affect her that way. So all 𝐲𝐤 has to do is hold out. And even if 𝐿's in Sulong form, that has a time limit to be used safely before it wipes out a mink anyway. So 𝐲𝐤's got this. It's just a battle of endurance, which with the raid suit is mid-diff at the highest.
All right. Appreciate the take, Pig. That was very well said. We'll go to Chris. What's going on, man? Got the silky back on. I see you.
Of course, trying to get the ways in.
The 𝐿𝐸.
Man, this is tough. This is tough because I'm a huge 𝐿 stan. You know, 𝐿 for Nakama. I might have to go with Pig on this one and give it to 𝐲𝐤. A lot of the same reasons he laid out. I just don't think 𝐿 has the physical capabilities of defeating anyone with the raid suit, just because of the exoskeleton. I do believe that for whatever reason, Sanji's exoskeleton is a lot tougher than his siblings. So I'm not sure. I don't necessarily think that 𝐲𝐤's exoskeleton is like that big of a factor. I'm trying to recall some of her powers, but some of her poison abilities seem formidable. We didn't really see her fight too much. I believe she kind of clashed with her Sparrow, if I'm recalling, or someone like that, in Big Mom's crew. But yeah, I just don't think that 𝐿 has enough firepower to necessarily take 𝐲𝐤 down. And kind of like what Pig said as well, that her Sulong form has a time limit. And I don't think that Sulong form 𝐿 can defeat 𝐲𝐤 in quick enough time, to defeat her before her Sulong form finishes. But it's tough, though. It's tough. I don't necessarily think 𝐲𝐤's all that powerful. I just think that, I guess it just comes down to matchup. I think it's just a bad matchup for 𝐿. I think on paper, 𝐿 is stronger, but matchup-wise, I think 𝐲𝐤 got it.
All right. Appreciate the take, Chris. Yeah, I mean, I agree with some of what you guys said. I think there is an element here that 𝐿 might be able to bring out, but we'll see. But appreciate the take. We'll go to Wandon.
Yeah, what's up? I think I'm gonna go with the bros on this one too. I don't think 𝐿 got any ranged attacks really, and they said she got the timer. I feel like in Wano, if she could have soloed Pedro by herself, I think I would give her this. But she needed Wanda, and they still didn't defeat him. I think 𝐲𝐤 might have a pretty decent chance at defeating Pedro if you saw that. So, yeah, I think I'm going to give it to her high diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, Wanda. We'll go to Ragnar.
I didn't say what diff I was. I think high diff as well.
Okay.
So Let me know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. What's going on?
Oh,
man?
that's good. That's good. That's great. All right. You know, we got my top tier feet waifu right here, Reiju. I never sleep on the other races like the minks and the fishmen. Y'all know I support the minorities, but I'm not gonna lie. Reiju is not even gonna break through like the force field that a race suit can make. That's all I'm saying. So it's a low diff for me. She can poison her. She can fly. She got 3 armor types. I don't. Carrot got Sulong, bro. Like that's it. So it's low diff. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right, appreciate the take, Ragnar. Thanks a lot of y'all sleeping on Carrot a little bit, man. But it's cool. It's cool. I feel y'all. And so y'all all agreed that Reiju would take the dub from either high all the way down to low diff. This would be around the time that I might lean on Larry if he is voting in the opposite direction.
I'm gonna need
So
more
maybe
time. I think you should go. Do you have? You have? That's why you depended on me.
I mean, Carrot's probably a little bit faster, but
it's like she got some speed. She got Electro, you know. Sulong Carrot showed that she was blitzing multiple Big Mom veterans while Reiju was getting yoked up by those same veterans. Is all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Was she really? I really don't recall Whole Cake, man. I only watch Whole Cake.
It's because it was focus art.
A little bit.
Yeah, not exactly. So, who's the guy? Who's the guy with the lamp? Genie.
Daifuku.
Daifuku. Yeah,
Reiju fought him?
Reiju didn't fight him. So from what I remember about Reiju, she ended up kicking Smoothie and clashing kicks, which eventually made her free Nami from her grasp. But we don't have any feats on Smoothie, right? Like she's like probably the most, I don't know. Smoothie is just like whatever in the air, right? As terms of like strength. But she was able to do that to a second commander. So that's a kind of a feat. But other than that, her like something about Reiju too is like Reiju can coat herself in poison, which would then in turn poison the other person. But she doesn't have any like real poisonous attacks from what I remember or from what I am looking up. She just can coat herself and then ingest poison. So she's like literally immune to any type of poison. So if she fought Magellan, like Magellan wouldn't be able to hurt her, so he would probably have to use physical abilities against her. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think to me it comes down to whether or not, because again, Sulong is allowed in this matchup. The raid suit is obviously allowed in this matchup. It comes down to whether or not Reiju would be able to withstand the Sulong version of Carrot, because to me that is a stronger version. Like that's a stronger character, kind of like as strong as Reiju is. I think what I saw from Carrot and Sulongs in general, what they're capable of doing, how fast they are. She was blitzed again. She blitzed Smoothie and Daifuku and several others. She had not exactly wide-ranging attacks, but she did like exert electro off her body that hit like 20 or so people at once. She was able to take those the wheels and ships no problem. Again, and these were Smoothie, Daifuku, and other relatively high-rated Big Mom commanders or just veterans and fighters. So all the fodder she was blitzing, whatever, but the fact that they couldn't catch her, Daifuku couldn't catch her, Smoothie couldn't catch her, I think that's a feat. That's an impressive feat. There was that other moment in Zoe where Zoro, your boy Chris, Zoro tried to swing on her and he missed too. I mean, it wasn't too extreme of a feat, but it's still Zoro. I don't know. I feel like we underestimate what Minx can do a little bit here.
I love Carrot.
Carrot is essentially a like protege. Like she's like a prodigy Minx. Like she's like what 15, 16 or something.
I'm going Carrot, bro.
Go ahead, Larry. I'm over here talking.
Carrot, bro. I'm going Carrot. The reason why I say Carrot is because like There, so the reason I'm gonna say Carrot is like Reiju. She has the whole exoskeleton. She has obviously great strength because when she was like a kid, she was able to bend the bars that Sanji was locked up behind as a child. And obviously she's only grown in strength since then. But her poison abilities don't seem to be that far out of range to like really affect Carrot to the point where like Carrot's gonna, I don't know. I feel like Carrot would just somehow bypass the poison enough because her abilities are gonna be so enhanced by the Sulong that she's gonna be able to like land the hits that she needs to. So Reiju also has like a recovery rate the same way like all her brothers do. So that she could just like recover from crazy attacks. But Carrot uses electricity. I don't know how that's gonna actually affect somebody like Reiju, but I would think that if she's coated in poison, poison's kind of like a liquid, so it'd probably be what, like more conductive. And I saw Carrot jump from like whatever ship they were on, and then she bodied a bunch of Big Mom pirates, and then she started to fight like Daifuku and like all the other people. The only time she really took a big L was against Katakuri, but she wasn't in Sulong form. She was in like base form. So I think that just due to her like also fighting Luffy and Zoro to a degree, which is kind of like what Wiper did on Sky Island, she did put them like on their toes for a little bit, and that was like base form. You know what I'm saying? So I would say like Carrot, even when she fought Perospero with Wanda, Perospero is like a really top G like within the Big Mom Pirates too. Like he's not a slouch. I think Perospero might be stronger than Oven, but how strong is Wanda in comparison? I don't know. But I know that Carrot garners the respect of everybody. Like she's the next king of the dukedom. So I'm going Carrot, bro, and I'm gonna say extreme diff because I ain't got a lot of evidence to support it. But I feel like she would pull the dough.
So I have a question, and then this will sway my answer too based on y'all's answer. Mm-hmm. Explain to me how the raid suit exactly works, because it seems like, okay, the Vince Smoke automatically base form, they have the exoskeleton. Does putting on the raid suit thereby also increase their defensive capabilities?
No,
or
so the raid suit, the raid suit. So this is the biggest question.
Got hit, remember, and he was like, "Yo, I'm not feeling it." Like, I didn't get affected.
The biggest question for the raid suits were, do they actually enhance like the already existing enhancements that they have? Yeah. So if Sanji, what he is right now, puts on the suit again, does he get like double the speed? Does he get double the recovery rate? All that stuff. We don't really know, right? We just know that when he didn't have the enhancements, it did make him somewhat stronger in order to like somewhat compete with like King, right? That's the big question in the air. But to me, it looks like when they put on their suits, it helped them like fly. So like they were originally weren't able to do like Geppo the way Sanji can. So they were able to do that overall.
I recall Sanji having like a force field. Does that come in everyone's race suit?
That's an outer shell plus their natural armor, which is the raid suit itself, then their exoskeleton, which is their actual body, then their regen that comes naturally, even if you do injure them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
I mean, maybe the suits give them like some sort of special ability because Sanji himself wasn't able to like cloak himself and just disappear and turn invisible. Only with the suit he was able to do that. But when he took it off, he only went invisible when he went super fast.
Yeah, I definitely think the raid suit gives added scientific enhancements. The reason why I asked was because I just remembered Rachel got shot by a regular gun.
Did she?
Yeah, without the raid suit on. Yeah, Pudding shot her, right? Yeah. It
was without the raid suit, but wasn't it like her arm or something? So
yeah, Pudding shot her in the arm, or the leg, in the leg.
So my question was, she had the raid suit on and got shot in the same exact spot, but she still like get damaged.
The thing is, her raid suit, when she has it on, if I remember correctly, it doesn't even cover her legs.
Yeah, so
you know what I mean? Like she's pretty open.
Like, the raid suit itself is like extra armor. Okay, let's give it that. But her open areas like her leg or arm are still exposed. But she only has a regular exoskeleton. I'm changing my vote and I'm gonna to Carrot. Because that raid suit.
Well, just to be fair, Reiju has been to wars multiple times, so she goes into battle where she's surrounded by gunshot fire on a constant, because they're sent to invade countries, which would have guns. So in the raid suit, you can assume that a force field covers for that kind of thing. So maybe she's not used to blocking gunshots because her raid suit just covers that.
I would assume at the minimum, her cape can be used as a shield the way Sanji used his cape. Like she has the little butterfly kind of cape thing going on. She can probably use that to shield. Also, Ragnar brings out a really good point. She is more of a veteran warrior in fights than Carrot is. I also do want to point out.
Well, I got to push back, but literally, people from the island of Zou, they literally learn how to fight before they walk.
And she knows how to control her Sulong form, unlike Peekums, who was literally, what was he in Big Mom's crew? Like he was not an important factor of her crew, but
he was I don't want to say errand boy per se, but she was sending him to go do some stuff.
Oh,
Yo, and he sent 𝗂𝐴𝐵 packing, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So I'll say this as well. Reiju does. Can it be assumed that she can use the clone ability? Like, if she says wall, will they just come up and protect her?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
That's assuming you're allowing the clones to be part of this fight.
So in the DDT, if you've done it on panel, you can do it. But she hasn't done this on panel. So this is in the fair and reasonable speculation gray zone.
Who did the clones? Who did the clones?
I think Judge has done it. I'm pretty sure one of the other kids has done it. But in general, is it in Reiju's character to do it?
Listen, bro, if Sanji can't do
it,
she can, bro.
How about those subordinates?
I don't know. I don't know if Judge would make
like you mentioned earlier, Seb, like Carrot washed a bunch of fodder. So
true. I'm just saying it can protect her in a situation where she needs to. The real question is how well will she be able to deal with the poison? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if Judge would make like exoskeletons that would like be easy to short circuit. You feel me? I don't know how much output electricity Carrot be putting, but like Sanji not tanked it, but he took a couple from a nail, but there's no way she's like outputting that much.
Right. Yeah, and the poison that Reiju covers herself with is going to be a liquid, so there is always the possibility of a splashback, like if it were to get into her eye or something. And we also need to keep in mind that Smoothie took a knee because of Reiju's poison. Like, it wasn't just a clash with a kick, it was the poison factor as well that kind of took Smoothie out of that fight on Whole Cake.
She took a knee? I'm trying to remember that. Hold up. Hold up.
You don't remember Whole Cake, man.
I know she actually took a knee, but it definitely had a major effect.
Say she took a knee. You don't remember, bro.
Yo,
I was trying to research, and I've been locked out of my Shonen account, so all I have is my phone right now, man.
Hey,
I'm in a hotel with an old tube TV.
Accept your word as gospel on that, bro.
Yo,
this
I'm calling manipulation by Pig, bro.
Yo, that's crazy.
I ask another question. Maybe I'm like misremembering. Didn't Reiju say that like her exoskeleton is not as strong as the brothers?
Nah, I don't remember saying that
she's
either.
not as enhanced as like.
The thing is, she was born right before they were born, right?
Exactly.
Like she was, and like he did extra experiments on them, which is why they're super emotionless, and she's not like that. So like it stands to reason that she's lacking in where they aren't as far as fighting, right? But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I Whole Cake was a long time ago. It really was.
Whole Cake is like the only arc I have yet to rewatch, man.
Because you a hater. But that's fair. I'm not rewatching Whole Cake either. I'm watching the Luffy versus Katakuri fight for the 30th time. But I ain't rewatching that whole thing.
Yo,
Right, nobody
yo,
blames you.
hold on. So like, can Carrot use that recovery serum at all?
Very reasonable. Fair and reasonable. It's from her native island.
Yo.
From her native island.
Hold on, yeah. So she can use the recovery serum if she so chose to?
If you believe it, if you believe that's how it
You
would go
gotta
down.
be conscious to use it though.
Listen.
It's still going to be a battle of attrition that way. it's still a battle of endurance that way, because if Carrot uses that recovery serum, that has a time limit on its effectiveness as well. And we're assuming that.
No, go ahead. But I'm just saying, did you say mid or high diff?
I gave mid, and I may push it up to high, but I'm still giving it Reiju.
All right. So my point is, if it's mid or high, whatever, right? And she can basically go Sulong twice now. You feel me? I don't know.
If we're giving the reasonable speculation for home islands, we have to be able to give Reiju the ability to use the clones, and the clones do more than just wall. They can attack for her too.
I'm with that. I'm with whatever.
So it still becomes a battle of endurance.
This is crazy.
Just don't be bringing in the gods of other mangas and animes, Larry. You feel me? With your fair and reasonable speculation, we're good as long as you're not doing that. You feel me? Hey, I still don't know where I'm going with it. I think I'm leaning one way. I'm not gonna tell y'all which way, but
it's Carrot. You ride for Carrot so hard, dude.
I do ride Carrot pretty hard. That's my girl. You know what I'm saying? She gonna have look out.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think Reiju's willpower is mad weak, bro. Like
I think you need some potassium.
You saved some.
Hold on. Hear me out. Yo, she always let her younger brothers bully her other brother. She never stood up to them at least once, bro. She rather let her brother Sanji escape from the family instead of taking over the family and changing the dynamic of the family since she was the oldest. That's what I'm saying. That's some weak-willed-ish right there, if you ask me, where like Carrot is like, yo, I'm gonna do what I want and I'm gonna sneak onto this ship and go out into the world and see it. Like, I'm gonna like progress my interest and move forward. And when I get into like some interesting battles, like that's not enough to stop me. Like, I'm going to keep moving forward. Reiju don't got that type of will, bro. He a little fraudulent. So in the battle itself, I think that Carrot will get poisoned for sure, but I think she'll will herself to just keep moving forward, bro. I think she'll hockey bloom too. And this is all fair and reasonable.
Oh my
This is fair and reasonable. Is it not?
Okay.
Carrot.
Okay, Larry. I'm gonna draw on some experience here, Larry.
Carrot's dream, like Sanji's dream, is just like it's not competitive in nature. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Like just armament hockey or like?
Yo, I listen. Everybody got hockey, and if I was to assume anybody on Zoe has hockey, I think it would probably be Carrot because she was training with Pedro. She did have control over her Sulong forms, which means that she's been training and fighting Pedro. I mean, the fighting experience is probably there. It's just that we don't know if Reiju was fighting like that, bro. She just got combat experience when she was a young child. She probably didn't fight much.
You're not telling though if like an island full of warriors who all they do is fight.
Yo, the Zoe Nation, they're full of warriors. Everybody could fight.
I agree. I think
the whole country came to fight Jack.
Yes, I agree.
You know
I agree that
Judge trained his kids at a very young age too, though.
Listen, man. All I'm saying is that is Carrot might got it, bro. Sulong is definitely needed though. Without Sulong, she gets bodied. No diff.
Carrot.
I agree.
And as far as Reiju's will,
she's still immature, you know. That's why she lost to Paris Barrel. I don't know how much that will factor in a fight with Reiju. She still has like a lot going to do. But the minks and the samurai, to me, are the two like most underrated species.
Were you gonna say
not the
pig?
giant girl?
Were you gonna say pig?
as far as your argument on Reiju's will with letting Sanji get bullied by his brothers and everything, I don't know what your family life was growing up, but I didn't grow up in a great situation, and I can say that it does take a lot of willpower to continue to be empathetic and try to sneak things to somebody that's unwanted in that family in order to try to help them escape, and then helping them escape knowing the kind of repercussions that can come down on you. Just speaking from personal experience on that one, that takes some strong will, my guy. And that's exactly what Reiju did. So I wouldn't say she's weak-willed for that situation.
Talk to him, pig.
Maybe not for that situation, but you get shot one time in the leg and you can barely walk.
You ever been shot?
I'm not one piece character.
Yo, what if Chris is like, Yeah.
I'm not a One Piece character. If I was a One Piece character, I could survive an explosion.
I get it.
It's not in the
I mean,
leg, my
Sanji
guy.
probably
Let me
got
tell
shot
you, it's
too
hard to watch.
for the glow up.
But listen, real life is very much different from the One Piece world. You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to put out. Like, it's a little crazy in the One Piece world. Like, people go through like the worst things always, like every day, right? What I'm saying is like in the One Piece world, where like willpower can turn into a self power, where like they can use it to affect like bars and be able to punch through like diamond, and if they willed themselves to. I don't see like how a starfish could will itself to talk, but she couldn't will herself to like take over her family, bro. You know what I'm
She
saying?
willed herself to save her brother, man, and I'm
Judge?
saying that's not weak-willed at all.
I mean, in One Piece standards, yeah, but in real life, oh, of course not. I agree with you in real life, but like,
You also forgetting that Judge.
Judge is like 6 feet tall.
so what?
You judging people for their height? Is that what's going on here?
All Rage
As
really
a
did.
5'8" bald man, I am offended.
All Rage really did was just free Sanji. But at the end of the day, Judge was the one
It's
that.
a courage. She was a child. She was a child.
She
She would have been
weak-willed,
killed.
bro. One Piece terms, she weak-willed, bro.
I suppose. But all right, y'all. We
Well,
got to get another group in here. But I appreciate y'all being here. Definitely stick around. Larry, I think you got to change the vote because I think Chris, you changed your vote, right?
I'm changing my vote.
You changed
You
your
changed
vote.
it to Carrot or you changed it the third time?
I'll take Carrot. Here we go.
All right, cool.
Carrot, and I'm sticking to Carrot.
Wills.
I love Carrot, man. I want to see her at least get to second round.
Yeah,
I love
it's,
her
it's
too, and I wanna
4-2.
see her for the knockout, but
You're two.
Carrot for Nakama. I ain't trying to see you rage, man. It's just the
It's
worst.
no longer it's no longer just like a wash.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna bring you down. Definitely catch you in the next one.
yeah.
Bruh.
Shit got mad real, bro. All right.
It got real ill, bro. If Chris would have been like, yo, you don't know my life, I'd have been like,
All right. I'm gonna bring in Arrow. Cameron King is not here, so we'll bring in Frosted
Arrow dropped
Melon.
down.
We have J.𝑉𝐻, who was there. We have Noel, who is right there. That's four. That's 3 people, right? No, Arrow's a set. That's 4 people, and then one more would be JT.
I think Arrow keeps dropping. I don't know why.
Yeah. Let's see if it works now. It's so annoying that Discord does this sometimes. When you try to add somebody, it'll just push them down.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Arrow was talking fine in the.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. It's so annoying.
Arrow.
It should be working now. Yeah, he's. Oh my god, this is.
All right, hold on, let me try moving him
Yeah,
up.
can you try?
Gotcha.
Oh snap! Seb taking off the jacket. Okay.
It's warming.
All
It's
right.
warming.
Hold on, I just tried to
Hey,
put
Seb,
it.
like, keep going,
Oh
Okay.
man, we keep losing Arrow,
Hold
bro.
on, let me put him in another chat. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. Nah, it just won't. It just keeps pushing him into
Hmm.
the entrance. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Can we tell? If he's hearing the stream, Assassin, can you like?
I mean, I can go down back into the entrance and talk to him if you want.
Yeah,
He
tell
might-
him to.
It might be on another device because if you like connect your Discord to like your Xbox on like Discord voice, when y'all try to pull people up from the den, it just kicks them out.
Oh.
Yeah, I was on my Xbox one time and it was kicking me out when y'all would pull me.
Let me ask him about it.
So I'd
Yeah.
say, yeah, J.𝑉𝐻, maybe tell him to try to join with like a phone or something. If that's
Yeah.
he just-
Yeah, I don't know. Yo, Noel.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, it just sounds like you're like outside, bro.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, we can hear you. All right, let's start with Noel, and then we'll figure out the rest of it, so we don't spend forever.
Yeah,
on this.
welcome y'all to the DDT. You know the vibes. Who you got? What diff? and why. We're still debating Carrot versus Reiju. But before I get you guys' takes, I did want to shout out our guy 𝐲𝐷 Phenom, who donated to $20 super chat. He said, "We in this bit. What's up, boys? What
Thank
up,
you,
Oz?
Oz.
I hope you make it today, man. You might be working or something, but it's always good to hear from you, bro.
Yeah, thank you for the 20 super chat, Oz. Appreciate you, brother.
Seriously. But all right, we'll start with Noel, man. What's up? Who you got? What diff and why?"
So I got the Reiju.
Mhm.
I would say, even though I want to give it to Carrot, I don't think she has the power, even in the Sulong farm, to really hurt Reiju in the farm.
Okay.
And especially with the tech that the raid suit has, I don't think that she could really hurt her in any way. And so yeah, I think Reiju has it. But isn't Reiju good with poison, right? She has poison powers.
Yeah, she has the ability to poison people.
Yeah, so yeah, I think she could beat Carrot easily. She could just poison her. She will easily be killed like that. Yeah, I don't think Carrot has anything strong enough to take her out, even in Sulong farm. So yeah, I would say Reiju mid diff. Yeah.
Okay. All right, appreciate the take, Noel. Real quick, because we said this on the other group. Like I said, you can allow for fair and reasonable speculation in the mid-tier tournament. With that, Larry introduced the option that Carrot may be able to use the Minx drug that Zoro used versus King, which will allow her to potentially double up on her Sulong usage in this fight. I don't know if that changes anybody's opinions or anything. I also countered that with the fact that Reiju could and should be able to use her clone abilities, where she can call upon the 𝗵𝐻6 clones to protect her or fight for her or whatever she needs to do. Whether she would do it or not is a little debatable because Reiju doesn't seem like the type. But in a fight to the death or whatever we do with the mid-tier, anything goes. So
Yeah.
I did want to point that out so we didn't like bypass it and then bring it up again later. But I don't know if that changes your vote, Noah. I doubt it. But
Yeah, so wait, I have a question. Besides
hit
besides the super healing, what else does the drugs have?
no, to my, I think to our knowledge, it's just it heals you for a temporary period of time. So essentially, when Zoro was injured, it didn't like double his attack power. It basically brought him back to 100% for a short period of time. I think however long the King fight was, and then he won, and then he passed out. So, and he was
But
basically
the thing is,
dead
you
at
could just,
that point. So
you could just do the same thing over again, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah, but I just wanted to bring it up. I appreciate the take, Noel.
He picked Reiju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
Javerse, I see Arrow in here. Were we able to get that figured out?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, he's good now.
All right, awesome. Arrow, I think this is the first time you've been a part of the DDT. I want to say welcome, and I
Welcome.
apologize for the
Arigato.
inconvenience that you were experiencing trying to get in there. We're glad to have you, man.
Thank you.
And
He's
with
new to
that,
the Discord as well.
I've been loving this. This is like the second week I've been here, and all throughout school I was watching your previous debut back fight about it was Caesar versus Bartolomeo, and I found it so entertaining, and I wanted to get on another one as soon as I could. So
awesome,
Thank you for
awesome.
having me.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you. With that, it's on you. Who you got? What diff? And why?
Okay, I'm going with Reiju, and I'm not the best at power scaling, so I don't want to say mid or high diff, but I would say that it would be a fairly difficult fight, but I do think there is a very good way that Reiju could come out on top.
Okay. Arrow, this is the power scaling stream, okay? This is what we do here.
I have an argument. I just don't know if I'd say mid or high diff. So, question, because I was in the other Discord thing. Is the condition that it is Sulong, Carrot, and Reiju? Are there other factors involved, or what is the...
Yeah, so again, in the mid-tier, we allow for fair and reasonable speculation. They will both have all access to anything that is fair and reasonable for them to have. Reiju should have a raid suit. She should also have access to the clones that Judge has created for the German Kingdom. she also, and Carrot is allowed to use Sulong, and Larry pointed out she would also be able to have access to the drug that heals people for a temporary period of time that the minks use. So essentially, they have both of those at their disposal if they want to. If you think they will use them, if you think it factors into the fight, factors into who wins, up to you. But basically, anything goes there with those two.
Okay. So personally, I'm saying Reiju, and because of this is mostly because of what we know about her. So we know that unlike her brother, she still retains some form of her emotion. She wasn't completely emotionless. And because of this, you have her brothers being really, really cocky, not really caring, being pretty much think they're superior. But she's way smarter than that. It's one of her strengths. Even on the One Piece wiki, they always say that one of her strengths is in her mentality. She's smart and she's cunning. So going up against Carrot, who I believe isn't not gonna say fully mature because that just feels weird to say, but still seems more like a kid, more like Luffy in a sense, where she's not fully matured as a person, or I guess in a mink in this sense. So she wouldn't be as adept to coming up with these very vast and very not creative but well constructed ideas. So I feel Reiju would come up with a plan, and that would be covering herself in her poison. Because we've seen her cover her poison in her fist to go in for attacking, but like armament hockey is not always for attacking, it can be for defense. With her insane regeneration and increased durability due to her exoskeleton, if she covers herself in poison, the only real attacks that the Sulong will be able to do are their electricity and the more blunt force or scratching, which would involve her making contact with Reiju. Doing so would result in her getting poisoned, and her poison is very, very strong, considering Smoothie in her giant form gains increased durability and resistance, even found it to be a huge issue. And which is half the reason she didn't keep going after Reiju or the Straw Hats, is because of the poison. So I think if it can do that much damage to someone with good resistance like Smoothie, that someone like Carrot, who's in a much smaller body, is going to have a much bigger issue with the poison. Does that make sense?
Arrow?
Yep.
That was very well said, very well articulated, and I can't believe you just said you don't know how to power scale. That was perfect.
Thank
That
you.
was perfect power scaling, bro.
I'm trying to get into doing those kinds of videos on YouTube and such, so I'm trying to improve myself here.
Hey, man. You're off to a great start, I'll say that much. But I appreciate the take, Larry. I hope you nodded that down. But yeah, we'll move on to JT.
Yo.
What it is, bro?
What up, bro? Sorry if I'm mixing my words. I'm in an Apex game right now, so I'm not locked in. But we still gonna get straight to it. First of all, just another question. I don't know if anyone remembers, but when Reiju sucked the poison out of Luffy, did she get more powerful?
I think her wings grew or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't remember if it made her stronger per se.
Yeah.
But she definitely had some sort of positive reaction to that.
Okay, because I was just thinking if for any reason poison made her stronger, then I guess if we're giving Carrot Sulong, I would give her access to even more poison. Whatever. I think either way, Reiju takes it. I don't think that electricity, first of all, which is one of the Mink's main abilities, doesn't really affect any of the Germo that have raid suits. Most elemental abilities like that don't really do much to them. So yeah, I'm gonna say Reiju's got it pretty easily. Sulong form it's pretty powerful, but it stomps a bunch of losers. It's good for destroying a bunch of land and a bunch of people that can't really defend themselves in a quick manner. But in a 1v1 fight, it doesn't last that long. Reiju, like I said, raid suits extremely durable. Arrow Assassin did a great job at saying what Reiju could do. She could protect herself with poison, giving her even some sort of increased durability. So honestly, the only problem would be speed. Sulong form is extremely fast, but we didn't really see Carrot do extremely high amounts of damage when she went Sulong form. Nothing too crazy from what I remember, but it was still pretty impressive. It was fast. It was dope, but She's not beating Reiju. Reiju low diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, JT. Sorry, it's under my throat. Right, we'll move on to Frosted Lemon.
Yo.
How's it going, man? I think this might be the first time I've had you in the DDT as well. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I made a video on you guys, like, I think yesterday on, like, TikTok and stuff. I'm like, yo, these guys are pretty fucking cool. They speak out. I'm pretty sure it was about the kid. It was the kid video. And I was like, you know what? These guys are speaking exactly what I'm saying. So I'm gonna have to join these guys' Discord and stuff. And I saw the, I respect it. No.
That's Larry. Larry, I don't know if you heard that, Larry, but he was getting shouted out by Frosted. Apparently, he made a TikTok video about us yesterday.
Yeah. I think I saw it. It's okay, man. Kid is a bum. Sorry.
Yeah, kid's a bum,
Hey,
man.
Larry, watch it, bro.
Respect Kid.
Respect my boy. Respect my boy.
I'll fight you guys on that one later. But about Carrot and Reiju. Look, Reiju is my second favorite female character behind Bonnie. Bonnie's my love of my life. I would love Bonnie. She can do whatever she wants. Don't matter. But Reiju it depends. I'm following these two. They said everything I was gonna say, but it is a low to mid diff. I was gonna ask you if we were doing it at their strongest or the weakest, because if it was at their strongest, it's a mid diff. If it's at the weakest, it's a low diff. It goes to Reiju anyway. Again, the German bodies, they're built different. I mean, we saw it in the anime, we see it in the manga. They're built completely different. I don't know what judge fed them, but who knows? But if we're doing Sulong form, yes, it's Sulong form. Her speed is fast. She's probably one of the fastest I've seen. But dude, Reiju, I don't see how she loses this. I mean, unless like Carrie gets hockey, some form of armament hockey, or like Conqueror's hockey or something, I don't see Carrot winning this at all. Completely, it's a low to mid diff. It depends on what time of the day. Depends on what time of the day.
Well, in the matchup, Carrot is allowed to go Sulong. So
okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chestnut.
If Reichu's gonna use her clones or not, I mean, she's not like her brothers. She's not gonna do that. I mean, she's more like Sanji. But if she feels like her life's in danger, she probably would use the clones. That's how I feel like it. And then Carrot, I don't know, man. That drug that Zoro got, it was pretty fucking strong. But hey, I don't know, man. I don't see Reiju losing this at all.
All right, no, that's fair. I appreciate the take, man. Definitely join more often. I love to hear from you.
Thank you.
All right. Last but not least, we'll go to our boy 𝗲𝗏. What's going on, man? Who you got?
Yes, sir.
What diff
Resident
and why?
Evil, no. Anyway, so
What'd you say?
Oh no, I was number one German fan.
Oh God,
But
I forgot the bias is here.
hey, I think mostly everybody brought up some good points, so I want to bring up something I don't think most people have brought up, and that's Carrot and Wanda's fight with 𝗨𝐺. And while the two of them together they were gonna win that fight, it still took everything they had in them to do it, and it took so much that it eventually ran out of stamina for Sulu. My bad.
Yeah, I'm about to say what happened.
Yeah,
you yourself, bro.
It was in the middle of a conversation, but so yeah, and I feel based on the flashback, or like the German flashback, it seems like Reiju is the second strongest, like right after 𝐲𝐸, or she's usually like in second place in these races, or like that falling down test they do and stuff like that. So I feel like if I have Oven over 𝗨𝐺, and I have 𝐲𝐸 over Oven, and then Reiju's like right behind 𝐲𝐸, I feel like Reiju should also be able to beat 𝗨𝐺, which is something that Carrot with help couldn't do in time, even with Sulong.
So hold on, you have Oven over 𝗨𝐺?
Yeah, 𝗲𝗏, you got Oven
Yeah.
over 𝗨𝐺, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
What did
Oven, don't
Oven
do
do?
it to him.
bruh?
I
Please
love
put respect on Big
Oven,
Dog
man. I
Oven.
don't know about that
Oven,
one.
I don't even know how can you even love Oven, bro? He got no diff by like pounds,
That's
bro. Come on.
That's Big Dog Oven.
I'm gonna keep it
Listen.
a stack. Me and Traverse totally in sync
big
right
o-
now.
Listen, I'm gonna say this.
It's
Oven might be
it's
a
Oven over
difficult
Perospero, bro.
matchup. He might be a
Bro,
difficult
Larry.
matchup for Perospero, but in a general, like who's stronger?
Yeah,
Perospero
general, who's stronger? I
has
have
way
Oven.
more going on for him.
It's actually a matchup fight too. Like it's even worse than you think because he could just melt his syrup.
Yeah, it's a bad matchup. But I'm just saying, like, who's stronger in general,
Yo,
right?
listen,
You know
it's
what
not
I'm saying?
Perospero wouldn't be on the front cover with Katakuri and punching him in the face and knocking him out, bro. It's an
He
Oven
didn't
thing,
get knocked
bro.
out. What are you talking
Like that.
about?
That's Katakuri's triplet right there.
Yeah,
You know,
bro. You
Oh,
bugging.
so Daifuku is it? Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Nah, that
Bro,
Fuku,
didn't
he's like
bro,
Perospero level.
But
does
Bro, that
Oven
one
even
tap.
have observation?
I don't know how this turned into Oven versus Perospero.
Yeah,
You
we gotta
said
get past. We can't do that.
Well,
We can't do
Javerse,
that.
Javerse, you wanted to one
Perospero with
out.
Oven. When doesn't Perospero have like a 700 million berry bounty? And
I
Oven
think
is
he's
like
like the
300?
oldest son. He be
So he
doing
gets
his
a
own thing.
400
Anyway.
million difference? I'm done.
And didn't he get one shot by Veggie?
Nah, he tanked all that. He got
No,
up.
he went straight to that tree, bro.
He got up though. Getting one
Like,
shot means
minutes
he was
later.
out.
Wait, we're
Getting
talking about Perospero. We're talking about the same dude who got his attacks blocked by Chopper.
Listen, bro, Chopper's him, bro.
Anyway, most people already brought up. I mean, if her poison works on Smoothie, like the only way Smoothie can get rid of it is by squeezing it out of her. I feel like that's also another up. And again, this is like a quick anime only scene, but like her and Smoothie do trade blows. And while Reiju doesn't have as much physical strength, her poison did make up for that lack of physical strength, and had Smoothie drop to a knee. Again, anime only thing. She does have another interaction with Smoothie in the manga that shows that her poison does work against these commander level people, where Carrot clearly isn't at. So I'm gonna go Reiju mid diff because Carrot has the drug and just take a bit longer.
All right. Appreciate the take. Jay, does anybody want to rebut anything they heard pertaining to this specific matchup? I know we all jumped on him for the Oven take.
You
Leave that-
know, the DDTs wouldn't be fun if there wasn't any, disagreement. So, I gotta say something for my girl Carrot. In Carrot's defense, does Reiju have any form of like observation? Because didn't she get snuck up on by Pudding?
She got shot by Pudding, yeah.
Don't
But
talk
Yeah.
about that.
remember if it was.
And I know that those bullets were like built for Germa, so I'm not gonna say like that's like a durability like discretion, but I don't know. I feel like it was nighttime. She got snuck up by Pudding. You think she can take Carrot's speed?
So
I-
about that, I know exactly what you're talking about. She didn't get snuck up on. She turned around and looked at Pudding and was like, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And then Pudding just shot her out of nowhere because she didn't expect Pudding to shoot her. Still not the best reaction time. 'cause,
Well,
like,
did she know it was Pudding, or was it just a gun out of a bush?
No, she looked around and saw that it was. Actually, let me go back and look.
I'm pretty sure that she didn't actually see that it was Pudding. I think that she just saw a barrel out of a gun out of a bush. Listen, I want y'all to rebuttal me because I
I
do
got-
think
I
that
got
Reiju
you.
takes it.
I guess
Give
we're
me a
gonna
sec.
vote.
I'm like
How,
right near
how
the chat.
strong is her so long actually? That's the real question.
Go
Strong
ahead,
is her
Aaron.
so long.
All right. For one, we know her Sirloin isn't permanent. Like they were saying, like Sirloins aren't permanent. It's all stamina based. And if you're wanting to put her Sirloin as like the equalizer for Reiju's raid suit, her raid suit could stay on her permanently if she wanted to. The Sirloin isn't permanent. So that's one thing. It runs on stamina. So the longer she uses it, she's not gonna get any stronger. She's just gonna get weaker over time. For one. Second, yeah, Reiju. I don't know if Reiju has any kind of observation hockey. I mean, it makes sense, but if they don't, like Germa built them to be really, really strong. So like, if you're gonna get snuck up on and shot, you're gonna just eat up the bullet either way. Like, she has no real need to worry about that because of her raid suit with her speed. She's really, really fast. Her poison makes her pretty much untouchable. her durability basically makes her resistant to bullets.
Well,
and
I mean,
her
she.
regeneration, like
So I found the panel of Reiju being, or not being shot, but like the after effects. We never actually see her get that first shot in her. We just see her at like the end of chapter. What is
Yeah,
this?
wasn't she like hobbling around bleeding?
849. We see
Wait.
her in like the last page of that
What?
on the ground.
I thought
And
we
then
saw the flashback in the memory thing. No?
In the flashback memory thing, we see her in somebody come up to her in that hallway.
Yeah, and I think
And then
this
it's
might
like,
be anime
oh.
only, but I do kind of
Yeah,
remember
that might
her
be
getting
anime only
hit.
actually, because I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there was like a.
But,
I
like-
just remember like a gun barrel coming out of a bush in the anime.
The anime adds like a lot to Whole
Yeah,
Cake Island.
yeah,
so
you're right though.
There's just a lot that could be being misconstrued here.
I mean, even then, that's a problem. I mean, it's probably a gun that Germa made, or not even Germa. The bullets,
Yeah.
like
It was. It
so,
was.
Yeah.
even then, those are really, really strong. They're basically hockey bullets at that point.
True.
So, like, but Reiju's one of her like strongest aspects of her. Like, looking at the official One Piece wiki, like she has sharp intuition, right? Like she's really, really smart, excellent memory, all this stuff. So she's really, really clever. So Carrot trying to do some kind of sneak attack thing isn't gonna work, especially since her whole Sirlong thing is about her being really, really fast, but like not dishing out a lot of power. I think it's just all about speed and just electricity.
I'll give one thing to Carrot. I think a lot of people are saying the raid suit would allow Reiju to like block out the electricity. I don't feel like that's ever electricity is never something they ever say the raid suit is good against. It's just it's fire resistant, which allows them to like
Well,
think fireballs.
he uses electricity, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
on some level,
I was gonna say,
And aren't
I
they
think
like
that's
some
like
sort of like metal?
that
as
might
well?
be a Niji exclusive thing,
Yeah, but aren't the suits like somewhat like metal?
No.
Yeah,
they're like a memory.
I feel like
It's
if
a
I'm
memory
Judge,
alloy,
like
to be
if I'm
specific.
Judge creating a raid suit, I would make it electricity proof.
You would think, but Judge is Judge. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
If he didn't make them electricity proof, he definitely made their genetics resistant to electricity. Like, if
And another
you
thing-
didn't, why make him a suit?
Another thing that I can equate to kind of give Carrot a feat is I think that y'all are thinking that Reiju is somewhat on her level of speed, but I don't think that. I think that Carrot's a lot faster.
Even with the raid
disagree.
suit?
Yeah, even with the raid suit, I think that Carrot's a lot faster.
Yeah, Carrot's a lot
Because-
faster, but I mean, Reiju's still.
I don't know, because what's called if we're talking
the
about
other
speed,
part of the
right?
speed thing is if she gets poisoned, you gotta assume on some level it affects her mobility, right? So it's like
100%.
And then
Yeah.
the faster Carrot is moving, right, the faster her heart beats, and that the more that it spreads the poison.
Mhm.
So that just
And-
increases the process.
She-
But then
Mhm.
another thing about speed specifically, and this relates back to what I was saying, her like being right behind Ichiji in terms of like the ranking. Ichiji shot lasers out his eyes and then outran the lasers and appeared in front of him,
Yeah.
So I
True,
feel like
but Reiju's not
That's a
Ichiji.
big
Reiju's like right underneath that.
Ichiji, bro. That's not a Reiju.
Ichiji, bro. I think you also said that Ichiji or Reiju was like the second strongest, and I don't agree with that either. I think that she's probably
Out of
third,
the original,
maybe even fourth.
I mean,
What?
she's not only is she the oldest, but like, and again, in the flashback when we see all of them like doing the German test and like they're writing down the scores
she
and
was in
whatnot.
second, right?
Yeah, she's always in second, right after Ichiji.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you could be right, but
I
still,
mean-
I'm just saying like she could get blitzed. She really could. And
no.
to say like her main ability is like scratching.
It
Do
usually
you
is.
think that like what? Wait, what?
In Sirlong, it really is because her
Yeah.
gloves aren't covering her claws. Like she
Yeah,
scratched
yeah.
Parasparrow.
But I think that scratching is actually a good thing for Carrot. And the reason for that is like, if poison touches her nails, is it going to be that big of a deal? As long as it's
Yeah.
not
You see,
making
I feel like
contact with her
scratching
skin.
is actually a disadvantage because again, I'm not saying her raid suit and her exoskeleton is as strong as Sanji's are, but like Sanji's exoskeleton broke a whole blade from a swing from Queen, right? So
True.
I'm inclined to believe that if Carrot tries scratching, her claws might just break off her hand.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But didn't what's the green one's name?
Yonji.
Didn't he get like bashed by Sanji?
I mean that dented his head.
He got his head like
Yeah.
dented in. Yeah.
And that wasn't even Sanji's strongest attack. And I'm not
I mean
saying
that's
that.
blunt. That's blunt force versus getting scratched, though. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
you
like
are right.
saying, can Carrot hit as hard as Sanji?
Like,
No, she
imagine
can't.
scratching, taking strong nails, but trying to scratch at a metal wall. Like, you might leave a couple scratches, but with Reiju being able to regenerate incredibly fast and being able to have the insane durability, her nails would break before she even manages to do any intense damage.
Yeah,
Plus,
and then, like again, we're talking about with the raid suit on as well. Sanji broke the blade with just his exoskeleton.
Alone.
Like no
Yeah.
suit on top of that.
yeah, and what's it called?
Well-
On here, sorry, I'm interrupting, but the poison on here, it's said to more than enough to kill any normal human instantaneously, as well as even a giant. Only reason it didn't kill Luffy was because of the poison resistance he built up from Magellan. Like, that's the only reason Luffy didn't die instantaneously, but it's like able to kill a normal human instantaneously. Who's to say it can't kill a mink within minutes? So
Yeah.
even if she lands one attack, she has 3 minutes burning through her stamina, making herself go faster for her heart rate to pump through her body. So if she stays in Surlong, it's more of a disadvantage for her at that point than anything.
Yeah, that's fair. Guys, I got to get another group in here, but I really loved all the takes I heard from y'all.
Yeah.
Definitely stick around for the next matchup.
Well,
All right.
Alright.
Who are you talking to, bro?
My bad. I was talking to TikTok.
Oh, I figured.
Yeah, there's people there.
Can they hear?
I'm just gonna bring everybody that happens to not.
Yeah.
Yeah. That way we can just get through it.
Wandon went.
Wandon went. Oh my bad. Who man? All right. This is basically everybody that was waiting. So Seb, more than welcome to.
All right.
Who's
Welcome,
next?
welcome, y'all.
Hello,
Welcome
everybody,
to the
especially the new people. Welcome to the DDT.
Yeah. You know the vibes. Who you got? What diff and why? We are still debating Carrot versus Reiju. Y'all will basically be the final set of people debating this matchup. So y'all will determine who wins. So who you got? What diff and why? And we'll start with who man.
You. I'm probably go with Reiju. She, Germa. She got the shields, the poison. Like, nothing Sulong can do really to any of her armor. Like, so I'm probably give it to Reiju low def.
Okay. Appreciate the take, who man. We'll go to Seer. What's going on, Seer? Seer, if you're talking, we can't hear you. Like, you might have to drop Seer and bring him back. Yo, test, Seer, can we...
Hello?
Hey, there he goes. How's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going? How y'all doing?
We good, man. Another good day, you know? I'm in a hotel. Didn't sleep well last night, but I'm in a good mood. You know what I mean? I'm on the DDT with my peoples, you know? Hopefully
Yes,
y'all all feel as good as Larry felt on Monday, you feel me? He was going off. Okay. But yeah, you know the vibe. So you got what diff and why. We're still debating Carrot versus Reiju. Just a quick synopsis right now. I think Reiju's up pretty heavily. And based off of the fair and reasonable speculation, Carrot can use the mink drug to recover, and Reiju can use the clones. So do with that what you will.
Okay. Well, first, I'm going to just say, Larry wasn't wrong about Kid on that episode.
Hey, man.
I was with Larry the whole way.
Listen, I'm barely wrong, bro. Fairly wrong, bro.
Calm down now.
Major W's.
Big
Hey, you
W's.
took major dubs, Toby. Major dubs.
But
Yeah.
Thanks.
in the den, they did remind me that Reiju does have like 3 separate forms of shield, like her rage suit, her exoskeleton, and her poison shield, right? I just don't see how Carrot can land a good attack on her. So I'm gonna just give it to Reiju. I'm gonna give it.
I guess you got Reiju. What
mid-diff.
diff?
Mid-diff.
Okay. All right. Appreciate the take. Seer will go to my boy Shin. I know he's itching.
I hate that it's a break week. That's all I'm gonna say. I've been debating for the past like five days nonstop, and I'm not trying to debate anymore about you know who, and I'm tired of it. So I'm gonna get back to the DDT.
Mm-hmm.
So Reiju versus Carrot. The thing is, y'all I ain't gonna lie, y'all hype these people up. Like Reiju get to use the German clones, and then Carrot used the mink drug. Is that the same mink drug that Zoro took? Is that what it is? Is that what that is?
Yes, sir.
So it's like you you take the drug, and then all of a sudden you back at full health, but you take double the damage later. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole thing, if she uses her Sulong form, yeah, she can take out a decent amount of the Germa army. I don't even know how many they got. To me, I'm just gonna say like they got 5,000 people. Skip it. They got 5,000 people.
Damn, that's a lot. I was thinking like 20.
20?
I ain't saying she got the whole army with her. I'm saying she can call them onto them.
I'm thinking
like how Judge used to move, like Wall. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm thinking she got like the whole army. I'm like, dang.
Damn, bro.
Oh, my bad. My bad. All right, so she got 20 children. Bam.
Yeah, maybe less. Maybe less.
Okay. Yeah. They fought her. They just fought her. They're not doing nothing to Carrot. They out the way. So this whole time it's gonna be Reiju versus Carrot. The thing is, even with her Sulong form, she had like the punches, the electrical punches, yeah, pew pew pew. But like the thing is, Reiju's exoskeleton and then her poison with her rage suit, I think that is just too much for Carrot to handle. Not only that, she has the same regen ability as Sanji. So even if even if Carrot does like harm her or whatever, or be able to do some damage, like she just got to bang on her body like Sanji did, and boom, poof, we back to normal. Or like it's regeneration. Like it does not matter. And then with the rage suit, yes, Carrot got speed. We seen the speed feats at Whole Cake Island when she was going against that fleet of ships in her Sulong form. But the whole thing is like the rage suit also has speed feats. We've seen amazing speed feats on the rage suit. They got the rocket boosters on the back of their foot, on their heel, and they can just like fly around. They can also fly around. I don't think Carrot can fly around. Carrot was not able to fly around. She only able to jump.
Able to fly using Sulong. Well, not so much fly, but she was jumping like from.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, she can jump.
Yeah.
That's cool and all, but dodge. What you mean? Jump over there? Like it don't like. I can stay in the air indefinitely. You try to hit me. Not only that, Reiju still has incredible strength, being whatever you want to call the German kids, an enhanced human or whatever. Like they still got enhanced strength, enhanced stamina, enhanced speed. So like at the end of the day, the clones, the way that Judge used them, like, oh, get in my way, and then I'm gonna stab through you or whatever. Like Reiju still has emotions at the end of the day. I don't see her using the clones that way. Like she still has emotions. She had emotions when Sanji left. She was crying. She felt some type of sibling love with Sanji. Like maybe she might use the clones that way, but at the end of the day, Carrot just gonna move out the way. I'm in Sulong. Boom, move out the way. Like doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna say it's gonna have to come down to like, can Carrot do enough damage to go through that durability that Reiju has, including with the rage suit. Mm-hmm. And when Reiju, even though like that medicine that puts you back at 100% health. Like, I think that only helps with like physical damage and like eternal damage, not like more of like immune deficiency type damage, like poison and stuff. So like, like if somebody poisons you, just because you take that medicine, yeah, your body gonna be at 100%, but it don't give you like extra white blood cells to get the poison. Don't give you antibodies. Like, it's poison at the end of the day, so you're still gonna be poisoned regardless. Not only that, I can still just keep banging poison on you to increase the effects. So like, I'm gonna have to give it to Reiju Extreme Depth because Carrot had a good showing.
All right, appreciate the take, Chin. And we'll go to Muppets. Muppets, you there?
I'm gonna drop him and then pull him back in.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think the Discord's being weird again. All right, let's see if it works now. Muppets?
Am I good now?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right, so it's Reiju, but I will say that Carrot, I think she does fly in Sulong mode because it was when she was going towards Daifuku, she was flying right then and there.
Yeah,
But,
it was basically flight, I believe. What she was doing, like,
flight.
it was effectively flight. If you can,
It was more like I jump really hard and I'm not falling at the same speed that I jump.
yeah,
So like,
because like Sky will fly. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I mean? Like Skywalk's not flight, but this is as effective as flight. So.
And she didn't even touch the water when she did it. She zoomed through the skating across the water. But yeah, it's Reiju with it because she can't even touch. Can't even touch her. Like she doesn't have to touch her to do an electric to her, but she still has enough durability with the raid suit, plus being enhanced by Judge. She's not gonna do that much damage. So that's Reiju. I would say high diff, since it is Carrot in Sulong mode, which I think she can take out a lot of people with it. But only in Sulong mode, because without Sulong mode, Carrot's pretty much useless.
All right, appreciate the take, Muppets. We'll go to Lucky D Killer.
Hello.
Lucky, you're a little low, but we can hear you. What's going on, man?
Oh, okay. Is that better now?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Oh, nothing, man. Just got back from the gym. I'm gonna have to go with Reiju. Same thing. Like, I don't think Carrot can really do anything if she's just flying around. And I think after, like, if Reiju beats Carrot and she eats her, is that cannibalism or is that just dinner?
Why would she eat her? What is that a thing?
Like it gains, man. I don't know, like rabbit soup or something.
Yo, I don't think she would eat her, but I don't think it would be considered cannibalism because minks aren't human. So, as messed up as that sounds, I guess I don't think it would be cannibalism per se.
But yeah, man, I got Reiju high diff.
Okay.
And
All
that
right.
was it.
Appreciate the take, Lucky. We'll go to False Oni, who I believe this is your first time on the DDT. Welcome, Larry. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
Yes.
it's my first time. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, man? Thank you for
Glad to be
coming.
here. I appreciate it. I've been lurking. I'm on the YouTube. I've been Brandon Peterson, but anyways, I just finally got around to getting a DTT. So I want to say, Seb, you're wilding talking about. I know you've been Fishman racist, but talking about how minks aren't people. My goodness, I'm crazy right now.
It's not cannibalism.
Anything that don't look
It's
like
not
you, huh?
cannibalism, bro.
Wild. They ain't even people. Crazy. Quick question. Y'all seen the cover for the new volume? Who's on the cover?
Yes, sir.
There's Black
Carrot
Dude,
is on that
there's
cover.
Shanks, there's Luffy, there's Buggy, and my girl Carrot.
Yes,
Nah,
sir.
She getting waxed, dude. She getting wiped. There ain't nothing she can do. Let's say that poison or that the mink healing, like he takes away the poison, bro. It's one tap. Reiju instantly poisons her again. It's not gonna do nothing against her. So I'm gonna give it a
Wow.
Reiju. Probably like probably like mid diff. Like I'm gonna give that Sulong definitely gonna be very agile, but I mean we're talking about like a German kid here. It's not like they're lightweight when it comes to speed or anything like that. So I got Reiju mid diff.
All right, appreciate the take. False. We'll go to Based Lopez, who I also believe I don't believe you've been on the DDT before as well. So welcome.
Yeah, no, I ain't been here yet, but nice to meet you guys. I got Reiju no diff. Cause
damn, no diff.
Even as a kid, she pulled the iron bars, no exoskeleton. With the exoskeleton, her double fruit, her speed almost matches Sulong, I believe, but like I just don't see Carrot winning this one at all. So I'm going no diff Reiju.
All right. Appreciate the take. Base. I don't know about no diff. I feel like no diff is kind of wild, but that's all right. We'll go to my guy Toby.
My fault. I was watching Larry's TikTok live, but it wouldn't turn off for some reason. I turned off my phone; it was still playing, so I had to wait a second. But
are you good?
Oh man. First off, I just want to say y'all get me through my week. I appreciate y'all a lot, bro.
Hey man, we appreciate that.
Much love, man. Keep working out and stay off the big gulp drinks, bro.
Yeah, bro. You gotta drink a water every now and then.
Yeah, bro. Have some salad, bro.
Nah, that's not water, bro. That's Sprite.
Hey, there's water, but there's not. There's not water right here.
So you too young to drink, man. All right. It's not water.
Hey yo. Hey yo. What was that, Sam?
It's Chick-fil-A. Hold on.
Right. Listen. Where I'm, I'm not gonna say that, but where I'm from, they put some stuff in that Chick-fil-A lemonade.
Don't worry.
It's Coke, bro. Don't worry, it's Coke. It's not no bad.
It's Coke. No. I'm done. Go ahead, Toby.
Well, for starters, Reiju is bad. We all know this. That's really all I need to say. But for the DDT, I'm gonna get in depth, just a little, because this is just a wash. There's really nothing to say. But obviously, she has the Ray suit. The Ray suit is crazy. I hear people in the den were saying the Ray suit was overhyped. They probably just Carrot fans who wanted her to join the crew. But the Ray suit is crazy. She got the poison. And the only thing I could really think I'm giving Carrot is maybe speed. Because she was going crazy at Wano. That was probably her best showing. In my opinion, at least. That's when I was really liking Carrot. So I might give her the speed. Maybe just because I feel bad. But it's not going to change nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? People hype her up because she dodged Zoro one time. Zoro wasn't even trying for her. I don't care what none of y'all say. You know? So he could easily just diced her right there. But hey, it is what it is. I'm going to give it to Reiju mid-div because she has better durability, better strength, similar speed, and she's bad.
She's bad. I appreciate the take, Toby. Drink some water. You feel me? Just do that. Do that for me. Do that for me. Thank you. All right. Last but not least, my man Barnes. What's going on, man? You've been sitting patient. I know you got something cooking, bro. It's lopsided. It's real lopsided over here. So.
Hey, bro. Nah, I tried for Carrot for real, but I had something for Carrot. But there's this one move Reiju has that I can't argue against. Reiju has this technique that. Wait, before I talk about that, Seb, I have a request. Can we add? Would it be outrageous to add Kid to the DDT bracket?
No, hey, chill out, bro. Cause I didn't have my fair share debate. Y'all be going too far. But the thing is, bro, I
feel like it would make for some really good debates, depending on where.
Bro.
Like Kid versus 𝐷𝑠 right now.
Come on, bro. Chill out, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna just leave that there for you, sir. You make your decisions. You run the DDT. Anyway, moving on.
Yo, Bars, yeah, that's disrespectful.
Y'all be following the bandwagon. That's what y'all be doing.
I mean it. I fully stand by what I said. I mean that.
Man.
What was the matchup again? Reiju versus. Listen, Reiju might fold Kid, but Reiju versus Carrot. Yeah. So I think Reiju wins this high diff because of the raid suit. I think and her natural abilities as an enhanced human, I think their speed is comparable. Carrot, because she's a trained soldier and assassin, I think their hand-to-hand combat skills are comparable. I think their strength is comparable as well, because of obviously one's a mink and the other one's still an enhanced human. And then I think, what's her name? The force field, her body, and the raid suit, those 3 levels that people keep talking about, I think that puts her ahead in durability over Carrot, because I haven't seen Carrot really take any crazy hits that she survived from. Also, I haven't seen Carrot show any extremely impressive offensive power. The best I think I've seen is when she tag teamed Peril Sparrow with Wanda, and that's not the best feat in my opinion. Whereas I think the best feat for Reiju was where she caused trouble for Smoothie with her poison, and Smoothie called it troublesome or something, and it was a real issue for her.
Yeah.
Even though I think she just squeezed it out. I think she just squeezed it off her body with juice. If she didn't have that specific devil fruit, it probably would have been a real issue. And what's her name? You said she has henchmen, 20 henchmen or something?
She just has the clones. Like, she can call upon them to, like, protect her or attack for her or whatever at times, if need be.
Okay. While the clones probably aren't that relevant, because, what's her name? Reiju has this technique where she can, like, breathe poison out of her mouth. I think attacking with the clones would give her a window to breathe that onto, what's her name? Carrot. And even if Carrot uses the healing drug, I'm not sure how the healing drug works. Does the healing drug, like, if you take the healing drug after you get poisoned, and it gives you, if you get poisoned again, does it not work?
From that poison, nah. It's still poison.
You can keep going?
You can keep, I mean, if you can take the poison, but you're going to be poisoned again. Like, it doesn't make
I don't know of any, I don't know of any limits to Reiju's poison.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any,
It's the strongest Magellan. Let's just say that.
If it's as strong as Magellan's, and I don't know limits to the quantity of poison she has. So since I don't know the limits to the quantity, I think she can just poison. Even if it doesn't kill Carrot, it'll slow Carrot down enough that, what's her name? Reiju will get the upper hand and win this fight. So I'm going to give it to Reiju high diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, Barnes. I think we have a winner. I'll give my take real quick, and then we'll start the next matchup up. I do think the fight's a little closer than it was made out to be, but I do believe Reiju is the correct choice. I did like the little element of her Carrot potentially using the mink drug to try to get back into the fight. I do think Reiju will have a hard time dealing with Sulong Carrot. I just don't think Carrot has shown any extremely impressive AP that's going to knock Reiju clean out. She does have some openings on her Germa suit. She can fly. She does have the boosters. Her poisoning ability is just ultimately, Par said it in the chat. Shout out to Par Vision, who's in the chat. Carrot tries to bite folks. She doesn't know that Reiju's poison. I could actively see Reiju allowing her to bite her just to get the poison off. And that's definitely not going to help. So ultimately, it's kind of a bad matchup for Carrot. I know she's faster and may have access to stronger fighting ability in Sulong form specifically. But in general, Reiju's battle tested. She has the protection potentially of the clones, and she can poison her even if she gets back into the fight and has to fight the Sulong twice. That's what makes it interesting to me. I'm going to go high to extreme diff just because I think she would have to face the Sulong twice, but her getting slowed down by the poison and overall, like, how difficult it probably is for her specifically to take out Reiju. makes me believe that Reiju will ultimately win the fight. I'm gonna go high to extreme though. But I thank you guys for your takes. Larry, I think you're still arguing with folks on TikTok, but we have a winner. We can move on to the next matchup.
Yes, we do have a winner. Seb, I think for the next round we keep everybody in.
Yeah, I was gonna have them, and then we'll just bring all the other people in for like after, right?
Yeah. I was gonna say, man, I kind of want to keep looking at these guys, man. Especially Shen. He having a hard day,
Bro,
man.
Larry,
having a hard day, man.
Wait for this next chapter, cause like if Kid did some astronomical stuff to Shanks, y'all gonna hate. Y'all gonna try to ban me.
I love
gonna
that.
ban me from the Discord.
I love that
back up
Shen
again.
himself considers it astronomical.
It's gonna take his left toe, man.
Yeah, bro, I can't
He's not
wait.
doing nothing.
Y'all gonna
Alright.
ban me from Discord for spamming. I swear to God. I
All
swear.
right. So
Shit puffing on that copium.
we do have a special somebody in here that I'm a huge fan of on his Discord. I mean, on his TikTok. He goes by the name of Chris. You remember the guy that ended up doing the Bankai TikTok, Seb?
Yeah.
He's here.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's up, man? How's it going?
What's going on, Chris? How's everything, man?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Am I even loud enough? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we
Hey,
can
what's
hear
going
you.
on?
Chilling, man. Yo, thank you for joining, bro. Huge fan, bro.
No problem, man. Thank y'all for what y'all do. I always be like scrolling and then the clips will pop up and I just find myself just in the One Piece hole again and I'm just like, damn, I did not want to do this. Now I'm thinking about things I shouldn't be thinking about in the moment.
Yeah. So I guess let's start off with Chris. The next matchup, guys, is going to be Gecko Moria versus Trebol, who was the Clover suit of Doflamingo's pirate crew. Chris, who do you got? What diff and why, bro?
Between bad, Trebol and Gecko?
Yeah.
I might have to go Gecko Moria.
Okay.
Trebol, I'm trying to remember, like,
he's the snot nose guy.
Yeah,
It was like
remember that.
mutants or whatever it was.
I gotta give it to Gecko Moria because I feel like in that fight he would take it more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just like clash with Kaido and then afterwards just not take a fight seriously. Like how he went up against Luffy, how he did get hold in Marineford. He did get hold.
He did.
I don't know. It's tough, but I'm just gonna say Gecko Moria because I feel like he has more experience in a fight. I don't know. I'm gonna say Gecko Moria.
All right.
So
That's
Sebamir,
fair.
I actually got like a question before like everybody proceeds. Does Moria get ores like as like his like big robot bite? Because like if we giving Carrot the drug, does Moria get ores with him?
Seb, I'm gonna tell you right. That's kind of cheating, bro.
Yo, listen.
That's kind of cheating, bro.
Listen.
But the drug that puts you at 100% not cheating. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Don't say anything they used on panel they can use in the DDT.
Anything they use on the panel they can do in the DDT, man.
So we can just pull up filler bark? Is that what he's doing? We're just pulling up the filler bark.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Bro, what are we doing then?
I'm not saying give him like
does
everything,
he have
but
his
it's
chin,
like
or does he have no chin?
ores was like his main weapon that
Does
entire
Moria
arc.
have his chin? Does he have no chin? Is it pre or post chin, man, for Moria?
It's washed Moria. It's the Moria that we see. It's Moria today. Moria right
Oh
now.
man, come on.
Yo, I was like, yo, chin, no chin, and then I had to remember it. Also, since there's so many people now in here, guys, we're just gonna like try to take it one at a time, just in case.
Yeah, try to keep the answers a little more concise too. So we got to get through everybody's takes. But all right, Chris, I appreciate you being here. I really do, man.
Yes, thank you
hope
so
stick
much.
around.
Yeah,
Seriously.
No problem.
All right, should
All
we
right,
start from the
we're
top?
gonna go. I was gonna hit some of the people who just got in here that haven't
Oh
gotten
yeah,
yet.
yeah. Do that then. Do that. My bad.
Yeah, we definitely Cold Cuts. I believe Cold Cuts was sitting and waiting for a little bit. He had dropped out and came back and dropped out and came back. So Cold Cuts, if you can hear me, it's on you. Who you got? What diff and why? It's Gecko Moria versus Trebol. We lost him. That's crazy. All right, is what it is. It was Nolan. Nolan was the other one that I saw. Nolan 206.
Yo.
What's going on, man?
Yo, man. Give me Trebol on that one. I think right off the bat, I think Moria might have the more impressive history and stuff, but I'm gonna say Trebol just because he was. I think maybe just because 𝗏𝗶𝗵𝐸 trusted him with one of the most important jobs, protecting sugar. I think that might have more to say than the fights that we may have seen from him.
Okay. What's the diff?
I'm gonna go high diff to extreme.
High diff.
I think it's a close one.
All right. Appreciate the take, Nolan. We will go to.
Hey, I would ask if I could go next because I'm about to leave to go to the gym.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, do you think?
Yeah, go.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna give it to Gecko Moria because I mean he can use all his shadows, and I mean he can use all those shadows to power up and pretty much just one shot Trebol. So I'm gonna give it to him. Low diff. And we just gave him ores? Yeah, there's no shot.
All right. Appreciate the takes here. Get a good pump in, all right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one, bro.
Y'all too.
Yo, Seb, I did have a question. At the end of the tournament, after the middest of the mids win, do they verse Captain Mid, or is it?
Larry, you
Yes.
You just
Yes.
be trying so hard.
All right, brother.
Listen.
What be your purpose? There's no purpose.
We all saw the chapter. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I have thought about doing a post-tournament, whoever wins fights Captain Kid. Just because it would be funny.
Y'all are insane. Like, why are we even talking about this? Why is this idea even cross y'all mind?
I'm
Honestly,
not.
That's crazy.
Hon-
That's crazy.
Honestly, in my opinion, dude, hot take. Moria beats Kid. I'm just gonna let you all know that right now.
We got a serious drug problem.
I have a question.
Bring back the war on drugs.
Yo, who said that? I don't even know who said that.
It was me, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm remembering this right, but when I think it was post Marineford where 𝗏𝗶𝗵𝐸 was talking to what's his name, Gecko Moria, when he had him on the floor, like he beat him. He had pacifistas around him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he did.
So they jumped him essentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, so if 𝗏𝗶𝗵𝐸 needed that to jump Gecko Moria, what makes Trebol like a match for him?
Hold on.
Maybe I'm remembering that wrong.
He
did have the pacifist.
did not need that.
Hold on, one at a time, guys. One at a time.
That's just my question. I was just thinking about that on mute.
He ain't need it, Chris.
He ain't need that, bro.
But
we
what
get
if
you.
he did?
We get you. We get you.
Like, what if he underestimated him and he's like, "Yo, just I already know what he's about. Just come with me. Just handle this real quick." Because he knew it was gonna be like it wasn't gonna be easy.
Listen, I don't even know if Dofi attacked Moria himself. He might have just watched as the pacifist shot him,
That
and
whole thing
maybe
is
he
crazy,
was
but I was
there
just
inside
thinking,
to
like,
so he couldn't move. But yeah. But I appreciate the take. I think Serious Con. Damn, I forgot. I lost my whole place. I think Strahd and 𝐓𝐿𝐴 were not here. And Oz. I'll go to Oz first because y'all are in Oz. Y'all can wait. I'll go to Oz. What up, Oz? We in the mute phase again.
Yo, Oz, jump on and rejoin real quick.
Yo, Oz, test.
Y'all can hear me now?
Yes, sir. What's going, man?
What's up? Hey, can y'all skip me? Cause like I had like minor surgery and I gotta clean this cut real quick. So
Minor surgery. All right. I'm
Hi,
a soldier.
kid.
You still in the DDT, bro.
Of course, bro. The fuck?
Let us see it, man. Let us know when you good. But all right, we'll go to 𝐓𝐻.
All right. Honestly, this was a great matchup on your part, Seb, because I hate it so much. like it's just such a perfect matchup. But
The definition of mid here, bro.
like, I don't even know what to say, but I'm gonna keep it short because we got everyone in here. I think I'm gonna just go Moria high def. I think I'm gonna just put it there. Yeah, I think that's good.
Appreciate the take. I forgot to do the poll on the YouTube chat. My fault, YouTube. But all right. Appreciate the take, 𝐓𝐻. We'll go to Strahd.
Okay.
It's on you, buddy.
I'm gonna go with Gecko Moria, and I will echo 𝐓𝐻, Mr. Nick, with the high diff. I didn't get too much research, but if we're giving Moria his shadows, I'm not even getting to ores. So yeah, if we're just getting to the shadows, we don't know whether or not he could have gotten an Admiral shadow by now. We don't know if he has one in the pocket, things like that. So we don't know what shadows he has access to. So I'm gonna give it to Moria high diff because it's too much against Trebol.
All right. Appreciate the take, Strahd. All right. Where are we at? We'll go to Shin after Strahd, just because, you know what I'm saying?
If you got it here.
Got it.
Hello.
Shin, you there?
Yeah.
It's on you, man. Who you got what? Oh, he gone. Damn.
Yeah, that's what just happened.
Can't rely on him. Just like kids, bro.
Just like kids. Say it. Say it.
Like kids, bro. Just like kids. All right. I'm going to go in order so I can keep myself on track.
Yeah,
here.
I was gonna say, bro.
Toby,
What are you doing?
it's on you. Toby, it's on you, man. Who you got, what diff, and why?
Alright, I'm gonna try to make this.
Yo, Mosh, where are you, bro? You can't pull up? You too good, bro?
So much. He was so annoying. So annoying. I hate it. Every time he came on screen, I just wanted to skip it. Like, even if it was just 15 seconds, just to get past his part. Gecko Moria gets way too much hate. Especially since, like, Luffy was not messing with him at all until he got so much help. And people just like to, you know, spit on him all the time for no reason. He has a great double food. Even though he might not have the best battle IQ, he did have some decent showings against the Straw Hats who are on the rise. You know, they literally have to sing cool.
I'm at work listening in.
So, you know, the Straw Hats won lightweights. Well, they kind of compared to now the lightweights, but at the time they were not just any lightweights. And he was definitely dealing with them. They only won because, you know, he was stupid, which plays into the battle. But I think he's more than enough to take on Snot Dude. I'm not even gonna say his name. What is his name?
Trebol.
I don't get it. Snot Dude to me. I hate him so much. Negative diff.
Negative diff.
Yeah.
You know what? It's possible. He cut that shadow real quick. It could be negative, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate the take, Toby. We'll go to Barnes. Lose Barnes? Oh.
Whoops. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I have a question. Since we're giving Moria. Since we're giving Moria like all of Thriller Bark, and all of Thriller Bark is technically Moria's crew. And
no, he's not getting the Thriller Bark.
Yeah, we're giving all
his crew is basically his Devil Fruit power.
I mean, it's not like Holdback and Absalom are here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just stuff that
He
he
has
used.
some pretty strong shadow. Yeah, but technically you could call out Ryuma, right?
No.
Yeah, that's
actually,
that's his Devil Fruit.
Yeah.
That's his Devil Fruit.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. If he can call on his crew, that means we're letting Moria call on his crew. If he can call on his crew, I feel Trebol should be allowed to call on his crew, bro.
Yeah, Trebol gets sugar.
Sugar? No, he gets to call on his crew. Trebol gets to call on his crew the same way.
Are you saying his crew or are you saying his underlings? Because he was a seat, you know what I'm saying?
Huh? His crew. Anyone in his crew.
Over people. Listen, the thing is, Moria, like I said, and we started the DDT, Moria can use that stuff because he did it on panel. Trebol just asking Sugar to do something is not like the same.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. So since Trebol gave Dofi his double fruit, right? I would argue that is sort of him gaining power on panel because he gained one of the strongest people in the series to his side.
Barnes, why are you like this, bro?
Yo, Barnes does this every time, bro.
He's speaking fact.
Bro, Larry, I have to give Trebol something.
No, he can fight, bro. He can fight. He can win.
What? We just established Moria has Orange and the corpse of Ryuma with 𝐓𝐿𝐴.
I saw Luffy pull up on Trebol and swing on him.
Trebol not Luffy.
He was ineffective. All I'm saying.
So can Trebol? Let's focus. Can Trebol call on his crew or not?
Nah, he can make mucus stuff.
Okay, I guess it's Moria high negative diff since we ought to be unfair to Trebol.
It's not unfair, bro.
It's so unfair, and you know it's unfair.
Of the DDT.
You know it's unfair.
So what did he say? Treble negative diff?
He said negative, yeah.
But if he's on Thriller Bark though, doesn't he need?
That we're saying Trebol is gonna walk in
Thriller Bark.
Hold on, one at a time, Barnes.
Doesn't he have to be on Thriller Bark for him to use the army?
So based off the premise of the DDT, if you've done it on panel, you can do it in your fights. So
on panel,
yeah, on panel. So Moria has used Orz's body on panel. That means he's able to do that. You can argue that he can do that in a DDT. That's just
I could argue on panel. What is it? Trebol gave Dofi power and used Dofi to gain higher status in the world.
Oh, please stop, please.
Yeah, Barnes, it's over, bro.
It's over, bro.
Game your take. Ragnar, it's on you.
My God, my take is done.
I'm not surprised y'all chose Moria, but I'm going with Trebol. You know what I'm saying?
That's not
personally. I know. Personally, I think Trebol could win this, right? Because far as I remember, Trebol being like really versatile with his ability. Like he shot bullets with it, he made blades with it, he lifted up ships. And when I look at the wiki, it said he can make it limitlessly. I don't want you guys to understand what limitlessly means. That means there's no limit. That's the definition. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, you don't need to lift the entirety of Ors to actually defeat him. You just need to like swipe away a leg. He falls to the ground. He lands into the sticky mucus. Now he can't get up. Yeah, that's where I'm standing with it. And there's another thing as well. Even if Moria cuts away his shadow, as long as sunlight doesn't directly hit his body, which we know is encased in mucus, he'll be fine. And then you have somebody, and you have to understand, Trebol is like a mega marksman. Like he shot a fly in between the eye with his mucus. Precisely, on purpose. Because he wanted to, out of boredom. Like imagine if he actually tried to hit you. Like imagine if he actually went out of his way to hit a specific target that he wanted. Like Moria, for example, who controls the shadows. Even if he was 5 kilometers away, he can supply limitless mucus that could reach 5 kilometers away. Even if, imagine a tsunami of mucus just washing your way. Like even Ors can't stop that. You see what I'm saying? He can do that. Technically, he's never done it, but he can. He lifted a whole ship, and that's not an entire tsunami, but that's like really big wave to lift an entire ship up and crash it down. So, in my opinion, he would just need to drop Ors, he could still stick up Ryuma by sending a wave of mucus. Even if Ryuma cuts through it, he just needs a bit of it to actually hit him and keeps him stuck to the ground, which will slow him down tremendously. Even if Ryuma slashes him, as we've seen in the show when countless other people try to slash him, unless you know exactly where his body is in that mucus, you're not hitting him. And that was the big thing. Everybody thought he was Logia for the longest time until we actually saw his real body. So I think he could take it. Is it low diff? No, it's extreme diff, but he could take it. And that's where I'm going with it.
Awesome. I appreciate the take, Ragnar. I really do. I feel like a lot of Trebol getting slept on so far in this DDT right now. He's also an observation and armament hockey user that I don't believe Moria is confirmed to be either.
Yo,
so
Seb,
looking at the wiki right now.
Seb, I gotta say, bro, you know, Ragnar has a terrible ton of takes, but that was a pretty good one, bro.
His take.
Yeah.
Larry, you need to decide if you're gonna compliment me or insult me, man. God damn.
My bad, Ragnar.
You knew what this was.
Before we go on, I just want to shout out 𝐓𝐢𝐻𝐿𝐴, who had to leave. He sent a $5 super chat who says, who's to say Moria doesn't have Ryuma's shadow still? Somebody brought that up in the DDT already. But yeah, shout out to 𝐓𝐲, man. Hope he's getting up pumping. All right, who is next? I believe 𝗶𝐿𝐷 is next.
Yo.
What's it going, man?
Moria versus Trebol.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm gonna go with Moria, maybe medium diff, honestly. So, although he might not have like the hockey feats, observation, or ornament that Trebol has to him, we know that Moria can manifest his own shadow and basically like just keep swapping positions with it whenever he wants. He can also split his shadow into like hundreds of bats. So like Moria don't even have to fight him up close, in all honesty. He can quite literally just overwhelm, and that's him by himself without considering any shadows that he could brought up. I don't care that, you know, he's almost Logia-like and that he hides his body. When you've got 100 bats all swarming at you, attacking you, and he can basically recover his shadow whenever he wants. You know, you can't permanently destroy it. It just reforms every time it gets taken down. Even if it comes to physical contact, we see in Marineford, Gecko Moria got smacked by Jinbei, but like he still recovers relatively fast. The weakest point that I have is Blackbeard. Although he's a bum, he did offer a position in his crew to Gecko Moria. Now we can just make the argument that he wants the Devil Fruit, but clearly he trusted the experience that Moria has with said Devil Fruit enough to offer him the position to join his crew rather than just outright kill him and steal the Devil Fruit. So I know that Trebol's got, you know, a lot of tricks up his sleeve, but I think Moria is just way too versatile to any weapons that Trebol can pull out or snot he can produce. So yeah, I got Moria mid diff, I want to say.
All right. Appreciate the take, False. We'll go to Frosted Lemon.
What's going on? Yo, I still got a smile on my face for me saying the hot take earlier, so I mean, it's still fucking hilarious to me. But, look, no one said anything about Gecko Moria fighting Kaido. This man fought Kaido and lived. No, it's not too many people can say they've done that.
Actually, I think a lot of people can say they've done that.
Well, I mean, okay. I'm sorry. Maybe a couple. I mean, this was what, pre-time skip Kaido? I think
Kaido like 25 years ago.
Still, I mean, I'm still like, what? That's Kaido after Rocks, so it's like, or either he might be on Rocks Pirates, who knows? But it's still gonna be Gecko Moria, and it's still gonna be maybe mid to high diff. I mean, we are giving him ores, we are giving him Ryuma. Honestly, dude, I don't like Trebol. This is just me being a Trebol hater. I besides anybody else from Doflamingo's crew, Trebol is one of my least favorites. I've skipped again. Just like him, I skipped every part with Trebol because I cannot stand the dude. The dude was just disrespectful. The dude, I mean, that's what Oda wrote him for. He wrote him to be disrespectful. But Moria, I felt so bad because this dude went and done. He got L after L after L. He was holding back against Luffy, but it's still Moria, and we're giving him ors. We're giving him fucking Ryuma. Ryuma is strong as all hell. So I'm giving it to Moria. Extreme high diff.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Trebol.
This isn't Prime Moria, right?
No, it's current Moria.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has no chin, man.
Chin was Moria.
Didn't bang with Kaido, he'd get squashed. Just want to put that.
Yeah, true.
Like.
Yeah. Just FYI too, guys. Like, we're streaming, so just not too much cursing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, please.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nice. Appreciate the take. Oh, I see my boy Nerd Taco just got in here, as well
What's
as
up,
Party
Nerd?
Pete.
Yo.
Let's go to Javerse.
Yeah, Javerse, it's on you.
Let's. All right. So I hate both of these characters, right? You know, I'm a big anime watcher, and they was assaulting my eardrums 24/7. But I'm gonna go with Ragnar on this, right? And you know, a lot of the points that he used. So I'm gonna go with Trebol. You know, Strahd, I know it seems crazy, but you got to hear me out a bit, right? So along with everything that Ragnar said, somebody else brought up the fact that Moria has his like little shadow clone that he can switch positions with regularly, and that was a serious problem on Thriller Bark. But at the same time, nobody on Thriller Bark had observation hockey. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, I'm not just gonna give them, you know, Trebol this huge advantage. Like, I don't know if he actually can tell the difference with observation hockey, but I'm gonna assume he can, right? Big assumption here. Another thing is Trebol, his you know, his stickiness was able to hold down Luffy. Like, you know, post time skip Dressrosa Luffy could not move when he got that gunk on him. And, you know, he even pinned down Law with it. And, you know, only reason Law was able to get out is because like his own arm had been cut off at the time, and he was able to throw it at Trebol using his room. And, you know, like people said, his body is really hard to get through. Like, Luffy's tried using, I think, twin pistol on it. Law straight up cut him into multiple pieces with a radio knife, and he still just kind of slipped back together. I'm not sure how that worked because his body is still right there in the center, but he did it, right? And, you know, he doesn't have any crazy strength feats like Moria. Like the best I think I could find was him picking up and throwing his ship in like the little underground factory area. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because he's one of Doflamingo's 4 playing cards, you know, like one of the big seats. He's an executive over the Don Quixote pirates. Yeah, extreme diff though.
Respectful.
All right. Thank you, Javerse, for that. Noel?
Gonna keep it short and sweet. I think Gecko Moria has this. The simple fact he had he was one of the people that Luffy needed to get stronger. So Luffy needed to fight him to actually get stronger. So I'll give him that benefit of the doubt. So I would say Gecko Moria. Actually, I think it'll be like a 3-day fight. I think either of them could actually win the fight. So it'll be like similar to like Jinbei and Ace. So I think it'll be a really difficult fight for both of them. So a 3-day fight, I would say high diff. Moria wins it though.
All right.
Have it really close.
All right. Thank you for that. JT?
I'm so glad that everyone went for Moria. Everyone went for Moria because this is what I live for, man. I got Trebol. Simple as that. I think that the disrespect to Trebol and the overestimation of Moria is kind of crazy right now. Trebol, I don't like Trebol that much, but he's a pretty strong dude. I mean, he was chosen to protect Pudding, which is a pretty important asset. He has a really broken devil fruit. It has an infinite amount of glue or snot, whatever, that is extremely sticky. And y'all forgetting one important thing. Moria is so slow, bro. Maybe one of the slowest characters that we've seen in the show. He has 0 speed feats. It's like I've never even seen that man run. And Trebol, he might look like he's slow, but he's actually pretty fast, and his attacks are really fast. So I really think that Moria gets blitzed. I don't think that his shadow can keep up. I don't think that his bats are gonna really do anything. But disorient, no, he does not get ores. That's kind of ridiculous. He turned ores into something, so I don't think that he should just get them just because he used his ability on them. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not giving him ores for this. Or Ryuma. So yeah, I got Trebol pretty easily. And to rebuttal the point of Moria fought against Kaido, but so did the Scabbards, bruh, and they got washed. We didn't see Moria do anything against Kaido just because he bashed out with them for a little bit. So I don't really think it's fair to use that as a feat. And that was an old that was a young Moria. This Moria that we're looking at right now is he's washed up, he's trash. So yeah, I got Trebol, and I got low diff Trebol.
Mihawk over Shanks, what? All right.
Larry, do you mind if I go next? I had to head out. I came right back.
Yeah, go, Chris.
Thank you. I sent a text what's up, but yeah, it's Moria. It's Moria. Moria probably low to mid diff. I hope this is not controversial, but I said this in a den earlier. Luffy low-key only beat Moria because Moria gave Luffy the opportunity to beat him by using Shadow's Asgard. Prior to that, Luffy was not touching Moria. Moria had his doppelganger do all the fighting for him, and Moria had an amazing strategy where he had doppelganger. Luffy would sometimes be able to hurt it, then the doppelganger would spread apart. I'm sorry, there's a fire truck. Doppelganger would spread apart and use Brickbat and attack Luffy's and spread techniques. And then come back together as a doppelganger and rinse to repeat. If it wasn't for Moria beating Oz's belly and then eventually using Shadow's Asgard, Luffy and the Straw Hats would not have beaten Moria, at least not in time. So to me, Trebol would not be able to touch Moria if Moria just simply used a doppelganger to fight for him. Something else I want to say too. Oh yeah, and if Moria takes Trebol's shadow, it's a wrap too. The moment Moria takes Trebol's shadow, it's a wrap. And once your shadow is taken, you're knocked out for about a day. And the only reason Luffy, Zoro, Sanji were able to stay awake or at least get woken up was by Usopp. They probably would have stayed asleep until the morning and been just like Brook. So to me, I think Moria is actually the one that's highly underrated. Moria, you could argue, accomplished more than Luffy as a rookie without training. Moria got to Wano, and yeah, got decimated by Kaido, but the same thing happened to Luffy and Sabaody. And that's exactly what Moria was trying to warn Luffy in Thriller Bark, you are not ready. And he was right. So honestly, I think Moria gave, I won't go as far as say gave Luffy a handicap, but gave Luffy a sliver of hope to win. And so I think to me, Moria is one that's underrated in this fight. And I understand that everyone's choosing Moria, but I just don't think Trebol has the firepower to bypass Moria's doppelganger, hurt it, or anything like that. So Moria low diff, maybe.
All right.
Can I rebuttal real quick?
Sure. But it has to be,
we can go to the next
has to be
take
quick.
if you want. Yeah, all right, we can go to the next take. I'll save it.
All right.
Yeah.
Juan Don. Did you go yet? No, I don't think so, right?
Nah, what's up?
You went already or no?
No, not this round.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go real quick because I got a slide too. But I think I'm gonna go with Moria too. For the reasons everybody said. I know Trebol got the hockey, but can't really see him taking down Moria. Moria pretty durable. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go Moria. High diff.
All right. Thank you for the take. Lucky D Killer.
Yeah, I got Moria because I hate Trouble, and Trouble, like this whole thing, like he schemed with 𝐷𝐼𝐼𝐼𝐼, and then he worked like he had 𝐷𝐼𝐼𝐼𝐼 do everything, and he was in the shadows. And then when he was fighting with Luffy and Law, the whole time he wasn't doing anything. He was just going ba ha 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 ba ha 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 ha, and then you couldn't hit him because he kept dodging all attacks because he's paper mache or whatever. But I think Moria, because he has the balls, like he had the balls attacking Luffy, the bats. I think he could just have the bats go and pretty much just eat Trouble, and then I don't think Trouble can really do anything. Like Trouble doesn't really have any attacks. And yeah, and I hate Trouble. Yeah,
Had to double the hate.
Double down on the hate.
All right, thank
Not
you.
really, but
Charge, you're
that's
hilarious,
annoying,
though.
man.
I'm just
All
and
right.
he's got booger bombs. He beat a fly. He's got some speed feats. Okay, them flies have Sharingan. That's confirmed. That's all I'm saying.
Monkey D Shin, man. You got your phone charged, and did you go?
No, I ain't go yet.
Come on, fam.
Oh, first off, y'all just need to stop talking about Kid. Like he's not even in the DDT, so that's the.
So why are you talking about him?
I just had to give out a fair
Why
warning.
you bringing him up?
No. I'm not always the one bringing them up. Y'all was saying some nonsense before my phone died. Next, Trouble and Moria. I don't even know why we arguing this. Honestly, y'all gave Moria his shadows, like, and then y'all gave him Orange Jr. too. And then it's reasonable speculation in the mid tournament. So I don't want to hear no Moria don't got no hockey. Come on now. This man fought Kaido at Wano. At Wano. Everybody in Wano that fights knows hockey. So like if Kaido and Moria is gonna fight, they're obviously gonna use hockey in the new world. Like that is beyond foul. So Moria definitely has observation and armament. Let's get that off straight. Next, Moria, I haven't seen Trouble do like no attack feats, like no AP feats, no attack feats. The speed feats, none. Like the best thing I seen him be able to do was take hits because he moved his little skinny body in his snot. Like that's the best thing I seen him do. And even then, Moria with his observation hockey, he's gonna be able to see his body. Like, oh yeah, your body right there. Mwah. Yeah, I hit you with the same attack I hit Orange Jr. at Marineford. Mwah. You did. Like, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. The attack that Gecko Moria did at Marineford on Orange Jr. was insane. Like, you gotta admit that was actually insane. It pierced through the heart of Orange Jr. It was big enough to like even go through Orange Jr. hide. And then with like the other ores with his mecha ores that he uses, like Trouble has no chance. So I don't even know why we argue this. I'm gonna give it to my boy Moria. Low diff.
All right. Thank you for that, Shin. Appreciate you. Nick went already, so then we'll go Nolan.
I already voted.
Oh, you did?
First one on Trebol, yeah.
Oz then.
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Brody.
All right, cool. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got Trouble, bro. I was reading his wiki, and yo, it says he's extremely fast, extremely strong, noted by being able to leap over huge buildings really quickly, and being able to pick up a a ship. He's also a really good marksman, noted by I believe Ragnar was the first one who said it, who shot down a fly and all that stuff. But also, his mucus is highly flammable, and since his devil fruit also allows him it's unlimited mucus. What can Moria really do if he just decides to cover the entire area with his mucus and then just light it on fire? I don't think Moria can really do anything, to be honest, when it comes to that.
Put
And,
himself in a brick bat, maybe. But
I'm sorry?
like box. Put himself in that box he put Luffy in, maybe. But
Oh, okay. Oh shit, I forgot about that. But the thing is too, like Trebol also does have hockey, so I feel like he can actually he would be able to actually tank a couple of those hits. And I was reading also Moria's wiki, and there's like when I read the physical abilities that he had, all it said was that he was very strong, 0 speed feats. While in Trebles, it said that he was extremely fast and extremely strong as well. So based on off of that, I got Trebol. But honestly, if I could vote both of them to lose, I would, because they suck. I'm
That's
gonna
how
be real with you.
these work, man. But real quick, before we go to the next person, Larry, JT, we saw Moria running away from Luffy. He was running.
Hey, Seb, bro, that was the
Exactly.
slowest run I've ever seen in my entire life.
That was a waddle.
That was a
We
waddle.
seen
And
him
whoever
run,
just said that, yo, give me a kiss.
Luffy
So,
could have hit him and it was waddling in.
Hey,
He
listen,
coulda-
I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna say one more thing, kind of in return to Seb's point. You said that Moria definitely has hockey. Actually, hockey is. So I'm gonna say something why Moria doesn't have hockey. All right, hockey's all willpower, bro. When he got worked by Kaido and lost his entire crew, that killed his will, bro. That's why he's stuck on Filler Park with a bunch of dead people like a bum, bro. I'm telling you, that man does not have hockey.
So,
Yeah,
bro,
real quick, let
JT,
me-
you is wild.
Yo, guys, we gotta go on to the next vote. All right.
I didn't fully vote. Okay.
No, did you? You said Trouble, right?
You said
Well, I
Trebol,
said
right?
Treble, but like, yeah, Treble, and I was gonna say high diff, but also I forgot to mention that it was also noted by Jinbei and Doflamingo. It says it on the wiki. So what's his name? Moria lost what's it called? He lost basically the will to fight, really. So like he depended more on his shadows and his crew than actually himself fighting. So stated by Jinbei is that on single combat, his ability went way down. So he's definitely in trouble.
I will say one more thing before we go to the next person. Sorry, Pete. That is true. The Moria we see right now was about to spin the block for Absalom, so he got something back. He got something back.
It ain't
I
enough.
just want to point that out. But Pete,
Respect.
it's on you. Who you got? What diff? And why?
All right. So, I mean, so like Moria is basically like somebody like peaked in high school. Like he had his little thing with Kaido man early.
Toby, how you laughing? You still in high school.
And it just
Hey, I haven't peaked yet.
right. That's right, Toby. That's right.
Very different. Very.
But Trebol is like one of those aggressive AAU parents, you know, that's like hovering over their kid because they think they're gonna be the next LeBron James.
Yes, this is so accurate.
It's like they both kind of try. But like they said, Moria's lost a lot of his willpower after getting heavily worked by Kaido. Also, by the way, we don't know where Moria started at. So just saying he fought Kaido in Wano, we don't know where he was coming from. There's a lot of islands closer to Wano than where Luffy started. Like, just because Moria was in Wano doesn't mean that he went through the same stuff that Luffy went through to get to Wano. Like, those don't just necessarily add up just because Moria was there. He could have been way closer and ended up there by accident and then ran into somebody stronger than him and quit. Like, and that could have just been his whole story. Like,
Come on.
So we can't really give Moria that. He ain't shown no hockey. He ain't shown no willpower, except for at the very end and basically a suicide attempt to spin back for his man Absalom, which is a weird dude to spin back for. So Trebol, as many faults as he has, his faults aren't necessarily being weak. Like, he's a confirmed hockey user. His devil fruit's kind of annoying to deal with in terms of his mobility, because even though he's built bad, he can move fast because of his devil fruit. and Moria doesn't really do anything that fast. And he does use mucus, which I know his is highly flammable. So like he has an unlimited amount of mucus. Like even if Moria has ores, what if he just keeps covering him in mucus, catching him on fire? Like now ores is on fire. Like it's still a zombie. Like that's not gonna work that well. And I know, like I guess people were saying he has Ryuma, but remember it's Ryuma's soul, or it was what Brook's soul in Ryuma's body. So you're not getting Ryuma. You get Ryuma's body. You're getting pre-time skip Brook. That's who's fighting with Moria, not Ryuma. So let's not exaggerate. And there's no shaking of the hand. You get Ryuma's skeleton and his sword, but it's Brook's soul and fighting style. So it's Ryuma bare. It's not even Ryuma in spirit. It's just his bones. Is that or
100%?
So this is a pre-time skip Brook that you're getting in terms of the fighting capabilities that Ryuma is bringing to you. Maybe slightly better than a pre-time skip Brook because Ryuma's body was, from a better swordsman, so maybe he gets a boost from that. And I'm pretty sure mucus has salt in it, and that's a big problem for Mori's fruit, right? Salt, because that's what all Jinbei did, right? He just threw salt on him. Or like when Brook showed up, he was like just throwing salt on him. Jinbei tossed some seawater at him, and that kind of like stopped him in his tracks of Marine Ford. Like,
come on.
So even if mucus has a low concentration of salt, he has an unlimited supply that he can just release endlessly and cover what he needs to. So I feel like his defense against Moria should at least be viable. So I don't really see what a hockeyless Moria is really going to do to the guy with flammable mucus that actually has hockey.
Yep.
So I got to give it to Trebol, like mid-diff.
Yes, sir.
I want to say something real quick, because something Oz brought up about how Jinbei said like one-on-one combat, Moria wasn't all that. I went back to go read Shadow Asgard Moria versus Luffy. Moria wasn't doing that good at all. Like Luffy was keeping up with him, outspeeding him, and knocking the souls out of him. Even like when he gets hit with like a brick bat and gets trapped in a box, and then punched and stomped on, Luffy just kind of gets up like nothing. He only ended the fight quick with the Gear 3 combined with Gear 2 because the sun was coming up.
Yeah.
But
like,
that's
do y'all think Trebol loses to a pre-time skip Luffy, like a Thriller Bark Luffy? You think Trebol's losing to that?
I don't.
No, he's not. He's really not.
Right.
He is. What are y'all talking about?
Also, to
Treble's
back
not-
up,
What are y'all talking about?
Okay, Trebol is not losing to a Thriller Bark Luffy.
thanks.
Is Trebol doing what Luke? Is Trebol beating Rob Lucci?
And for the record, wait,
Yes.
for the record,
Alright, calm down, shit.
wait, for the record, just with Moria, just like Trebol wasn't like the main villain of his arc, Moria wasn't even the main villain of his arc. Kuma was much more terrifying in the little bit that he was in than Moria was the entire time. He couldn't even be the star of his own show on his own ship. He's sitting in the same position as Trebol, basically.
Treble's not.
He ain't even got no confidence. So, like, nah, bro.
Pete, that literally does not matter at all. We talking about Trebol here. Snotty man Trebol.
What does it matter? He's got, but Shin, you're just saying it's Trebol, but he's got hockey, a good devil fruit, and
bro.
he's fast. Like
willpower-
that's enough to beat a pre-time skip Luffy.
No, it's not, because let me tell you
It's
one thing.
limitless, by the way.
First, y'all
It's
take
equal
that
to an
hockey
awakening
willpower
ability.
stuff to the
It's
next level.
limitless.
Moria didn't lose all his will. Let's first say that. Because if he lost all his will, he would have just jumped in the sea at the end of the day. Next, y'all telling me Trebol can beat a pre-time skip Luffy? Like Trebol can beat pre-time skip Rob Lucci? Like, what are y'all talking about?
Absolutely.
Like, this is insane.
I didn't say pre-time skip Rob Lucci. I said pre-time skip Luffy.
And then
Trebol
Luffy beat
can beat
Lucci? What are we talking about?
My point still stands. He beats both.
More or less. Trebol is a less poisonous Magellan in terms of like how he fights. Like
Less
Magellan's super
poisonous.
dangerous.
No poisonous. What are you
Right, but he's got flammable. But he's got
It's the same
flammable-
consistency.
He's got flammable liquid that he shoots out, and it makes up the majority of his defense in his body, and that allows him a certain degree of freedom when it comes to fighting. And you combine that with armament and observation acumen we've been saying he's had all this time. That's enough to beat a pre-time skip Luffy because Luffy didn't know nothing about any of that.
Yeah.
What any of that was.
Hey, Shin, also, I think that you're disrespecting hockey as a whole, bro. Like, do you understand how powerful hockey is? And, like, Trebol has it. We haven't seen Gecko Moria fight anyone with hockey. What do you think is going to happen to his shadows when it gets hit with a hockey attack?
You know what? You're right. Kaido
You just need soul.
He didn't have
All right. So hold on. We'll have time for rebuttals after. We got to get through this. Pig?
My fault.
All right, what's up, guys? Y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. First thing I'm going to address is to Party Pete thinking Absalom a weird dude for Moria to swing back through for. He did that because he was trying to get some help turn invisible so he could run away because Moria is a bum. We all know it. So that made sense. But we're putting the pile of poop against the pile of goop, and I'm putting my money on the goopy boy. So, because if we're gonna let Moria have the major handicap of getting ores and Ryoma who only has Brook's shadow, I mean, we can stick them in place with the mucus. That's not going to be that hard. Moria does have his doppelganger that can turn into the bats, but they're going to be chewing through a limitless supply of mucus and not doing anything to help. And Trebol's got strength and speed over Moria. Like, it's a wash. It's mid-diff. I'll put it to high diff because of Ors and Ryoma, because he's going to have to focus on those two first before we really start putting the work in on the bum. But end of the day, Moria's taking that hentai money shot to the face and going down.
Yo, that was such a good take.
That's so wild to end up with.
Wow, that's insane.
All right. Next we have Who-Man. Your turn.
Yeah, I got Moria. Yeah, he's gonna sick Thriller Bark. He's gonna sick Ors. He's gonna sick Ryuma on him. While that's happening, he's snipping off his shadow. He get through all them. He still got to deal with Shadow's Asgard. I don't see Trebol taking it.
All right.
So it's low diff.
All right. Taku, my man. Good to see you, bro.
What's going on? It's super early here. Give me a second to bring my thoughts together. But I gotta get something off my chest. Yo, Party, the Fishman racism needs to stop, man. I saw it last DDT. You were just going
there
off.
was no racism. There was only the truth. You just need to admit being addict.
Holy.
It was so bad, and then afterwards, I zoomed into your picture, and I was like, oh, his profile pic is Zoro. I get it. But I also have beef with Larry. He read my super chat so half-assed. I was how is he gonna do me like this? I was even telling him, I was like, yo man, go off about this kid stuff. I'm like, Larry has fire takes, and he was like, I ain't even reading that part.
I'm sorry, Taku.
But all right, so back to this whole Moria thing. So everyone's kind of just like established everything that I would have said, except for the fact that like Trebol is a bum, like a total bum. Like he is so awful. Like he's one of those helicopter parents. Like he is so weird, first of all, to have like been hanging around small children and be like, I'll make your dreams come true. Like eat this fruit. Like I think we all just need to realize how weird that is. Like he was kind of a weird sicko. And so then he like was a groomer from like a small child to an adult, and then just continued to hang around and ride on the coattails of Dofi, and he never really did anything. All he did was also then guard another person that looked like a small child for the rest of his career, until he eventually just lost that job too because he wasn't even able to protect her. So Trebol is just weird, not a fan. His laugh is probably the most annoying in One Piece, even more than like Hogbacks. So off the rip, this guy's awful. his devil fruit is actually really good because a lot of people did think he was Logia. He does have hockey. He's got stuff in his arsenal. Plus, he is pretty fast as far as like being able to hit a fly between the eyes and all that other stuff. But I just don't think that necessarily matters when it comes to Moria and his shadow ability. And I think it is reasonable to assume that Moria has hockey. I think that he probably honed it to a certain extent at one point, and then once he got beat and kind of just like continued to get fat and not do anything afterwards, that's kind of when his hockey dulled to the point of like not using it and being more devil fruit reliant. But I think we did see a change in him to the point where he was, you know, going to Blackbeard to get Absalom back, you know. But as Party Pete said, that's a weird guy to spin the block for. But I will say, I do think Moria takes this, purely for the fact that I think if he uses that move that he used against Ors Jr., it's going right through Trebol. And like his whole thing of looking like he needs a walker and like has needed a walker for years won't really protect him from the fact that he's getting completely punctured through. So I think that almost kills him off the bat, if not weakens him to the point where Moria could get the dub. Plus, when he uses the form that he did when he got all of the shadows, which I'd imagine, since we saw it on panel, we can use here. If he uses that form where he has like 1,000 shadows, like his strength alone, he would be able to beat Trebol, I think. So with all that in mind, I say that Moria probably takes this, and I'm going to say mid-diff.
All right. Appreciate the take, Taku. Larry, it's not you, I believe. I don't think we have anybody else waiting to go.
Me. What should I say? I think I would have picked Trebol if it wasn't for Gecko coming back and swinging that block. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think when he was defeated, I think ultimately, if you don't have an ambition, your willpower is not going to be generated. It's not going to match whatever you're willing to like go for. So because he lost it and he just gave up and just got fat and like laid down and just chilled out and was good staying on an island by himself, surrounded by his dead homies. I mean, whatever hockey he did possess, it significantly, like, it just decreased. It's just not there. But after he swung the block, I was like, oh yeah. Like, my dude Moria, he's not back, but like he's willing to like, yo, where's my boy? Like, he wasn't doing that before. So he's a changed man. The one thing I will say now is I always wondered how he could have competed with Kaido, how he could have even been a rival. And I think what I thought about that stood out was Luffy. When Luffy ended up collecting some of those souls, he was able to use some of the forms of attacks that those souls would do, right? So Luffy doesn't do anything with swords, but as soon as he had a sword shadow inside him, he turned into like a master swordsman. I think that Moria is capable of those same things. I just think that when we saw him collect souls, since he was so out of the way ambitious wise and he gave up so much, he put the souls in him and he just went into like monster form and went out of control because he just didn't know how to deal with the mental state that he was in. But overall, I think that he gains also the abilities of everybody he collects the shadows of. And that's pretty dope. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Also, he can move through his shadows, right? So like, even if this guy is shooting like hockey bullets at him or something like that, like, I think that the shadows aren't going to be completely destroyed. I mean, Ors Jr. is huge, but he shot an arrow of like shadows right through Ors, and that's a huge ass shadow. Like, that's going to definitely cover everything that Trebol is made of. And I think that when we talk about hockey, I get that hockey means a lot, but it only means a lot when you're a high tier fighter, or you're like an S tier fighter, such as like Kaido or like Katakuri or like even like, you know, third commander level. He's not up there. So anybody that has hockey feats in the mid tiers aren't really like hockey doesn't really matter so much, because when we look at like Sky Island 2, you remember who had hockey, but they called it mantra? Satori. And what happened to him? He got bodied by like Sanji and Luffy, who didn't have hockey. So what I'm saying is like hockey isn't everything this part of the game. It means everything though during the later parts of the game. So I'm going with Gekko, bro.
Hey, to back up what Larry said a bit about hockey not mattering in like these mid-tier tournaments, I will admit it doesn't do too much. Like Luffy in year 2 was beating on Boa's sisters. They had both observation and armament. What's called Onigashima, like the Tobiropo, are a prime example. They all got hockey, and they still got beat on by Frankie and Robin, So hockey isn't always the end all be all for the mid tiers. And like if you really are just like cracked enough with whatever abilities you have, you can cut up. But I feel like Trebol is both cracked with his devil fruit and has the hockey. So I still give him the edge a bit. And then like again, Shadow Asgard, even with those 1000 shadows, Gear 2 Luffy was still completely like blitzing him, pushing him back, and just overall like annihilating him. Like Shadow Asgard didn't do much at all, really. Like they gas it up by like having him be like, oh, his punch can break an island, but then that punch doesn't do anything to Luffy.
Yep. Never even touched Luffy.
Well, Luffy's impervious to normal physical damage anyway. Like unless you have.
But Seb, he never even
hit him with.
Luffy.
He hit him with a break back
when he got those shadows.
No, I'm just saying if Trebol's main body gets hit with that, like it's not the same as Luffy's rubbery body getting hit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, I will say that what's called. He didn't block it. He put him in like he put him in a brick bat box, and then hit him. So
that's not taking away Luffy's rubbery abilities, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are y'all getting me? Like, it's still blunt damage to a rubbery person who's not capable of taking regular damage. Like, when Lucci punches Luffy in the face, he's still good. He has to use Rokugan or some of the other elevated techniques to do real damage to Luffy. Only those techniques really hurt Luffy. So,
I would just challenge that. I would think Trebol's mucus would block some of that, not to the same extent.
I'm not saying it wouldn't. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It would definitely slow down the punch because he can change the thickness.
Also, that Moria doesn't have hockey becomes a deficit, because if he had hockey, even if the mucus was blocking a little bit, then you might see a greater effect from something like that.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have hockey.
Oh, then what's called Seb also saying.
As a matter of fact, him punching Luffy and not doing damage is proof of him not having hockey, right there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Seb bringing up that point, I was like,
this week, I brought this up earlier, guys, but nobody wanted to pay attention to this. Infinite mucus. I want you to understand, awakening is what people get to try to tap into infinity, and Trebol has that as a default setting for his fruit. Infinity. So even if people say, oh, you can fly around from distance, infinity, bro. Distance doesn't matter. Infinity. I don't think you guys understand what that means. He can break an island. Infinity, bro. He can make an island. Infinity. That's what it means.
I could be misremembering.
Bats and shadows is pretty infinite too, though, isn't it? Pretty much.
And I could be misremembering.
No, he has to collect. He has to collect those.
But doesn't fire also, or wasn't fire also sort of effective against the shadows? Like maybe I could be misremembering this, but Frankie uses fresh fire during Thriller Bark, and like the zombies are scared of it.
Yep, that's why I brought.
I would say they were scared of fire.
Treble's smart enough to get salt, and also it's not a reason why he knows about the salt, because Jinbei also knew about it, and he works for a warlord. So why would he not also know about the salt weakness for Moria?
I don't know that I'm giving Trebol a scouting report. Like, I don't know that.
So hang on, Moria gets all the shadows, but he can't get the report.
people outside of Thriller Bark already knew Moria was weak to Salt, like in the actual story. Like Jinbei, that's why Jinbei just pulled up on it. It was like, oh yeah, you're weak to Salt, right? And like splash water on it, and it was done.
Jinbei was also
Doflamingo
part
was
of
a
the
warlord just
seven
like Jinbei.
warlords.
That was right
But
hand
then,
man, you know.
but let's go. That's what Pete
He's
was
saying
saying.
that Dofy, he works for Dofy, who is a warlord, so it's fair and
Yeah,
reasonable
but
to say he has that information.
So,
I think
and then
that
to support what Pete said, right? And I guess this also kind of hanging off of a point Taku made. Trebol was like a real groomer, you know. He was in on everything Dofy was doing. So I find it hard to believe that he wouldn't know things that Dofy knows.
and the thing is,
So
and
even
the,
if he
but the
knows,
thing
does he
is,
have salt on him, bro? Like I
the
don't
thing
know.
is,
Hey,
bro,
mucus has salt in it.
mucus is 1% salt. Actually,
It's not.
Is it? Wait, hold
I
on.
just looked at. Go look
It
it up.
actually is, but that's
Listen,
Listen,
that
Hey,
is
but you have
a big
infinite mucus. You have
If
infinite
they're
mucus.
called
Eventually, the
Mucus
concentration.
is 1%
I
salt.
need
Earlier Larry
say a
said
few
something
things
about
regarding
hockey,
salt
and
mucus, it's over.
earlier Larry said something about hockey in mid stages doesn't matter. But right before this fight, he used Peckham's as an example of wiping the forward caribou, and that's mid for me, if you ask me. So technically, hockey would matter in this fight because I think we've established Moria just doesn't have hockey. Even if he does, he has never shown it. So technically, it wasn't on panel, so he doesn't have it.
His shadows do.
While we do know for a fact,
Why? No, they
Trebol does
don't.
have
No,
it,
they
and
don't.
the whole everybody's saying ores would be a problem. That is not true. I told you before. It's the difference is like this: you sweep away one leg, he falls, his back slams into a bunch of mucus, and just like a turtle, he can't get up. He literally just can't get up. He's stuck right
and
there.
I'm gonna back up Ragnar there. Also, so for one, yeah, like I said earlier, mucus is actually 1% salt, which is a huge factor you haven't touched on. Second of all,
I mentioned that earlier.
You said what? Yeah. Second, like, man, I'll finish thought. Like, why? Can someone give me reasoning of why Moria gets ores and Ryuma on his side? Because as you just said, isn't it what's the weird doctor?
Have you ever seen ores travel? Not ores. Have you ever seen
hold on,
Moria
JT,
travel without any?
JT. The reason that is because when I started the mid-tier tournament, I said if you did it on panel, you can do it in the tournament.
Yeah.
Moria has
But
used
again-
ores and these other people or whatever on panel. Therefore, he
But
gets
again,
that.
it's not Ryuma.
But
It's
then,
really
okay,
Brook.
I feel like in this situation, like, I know the
No,
this
it's fine
line
to have
sounded
ores.
crazy, but can Trebol not use Dofy?
No, that
No.
doesn't make sense.
This is not the
How-
same
Have you
thing,
ever
bro.
seen Moria travel without zombies?
I
Every
mean,
time
he
I've seen
did
Moria on
use
panel, he got zombies. with
have
him.
you ever
That
seen
means
Trebol? Have you
wherever
ever seen Trebol use
okay.
Dofy or
He
Trigger?
did
Hold on,
use
hold on,
him.
hold on.
Yes,
Hold on.
He did
bunch
use
of
him
times.
on
You're wasting too much
All
time.
right, everybody, hold
One
on.
at a time. One at a time, bro.
One at a time.
So I'll say the key difference between Dofy and Trebol and Moria and ores is that like Moria actually like gets inside of ores. Like he has a cockpit in there. Like this is like ores to him is what General Frankie is to Frankie.
Thank you.
Like these are two separate things. You're giving Trebol a whole autonomous person that has their own free will and be doing their
That's
own
his
thing.
boss.
Yeah,
like
that's
his superior. You know what I mean? Like I just don't. I don't.
that's like
I don't,
saying,
it's not,
oh, I can give Zoro Luffy in a fight because they be
groomed
fighting
him
together, you know?
from a young age to be that.
Listen,
It was a weapon.
not
finely tuned
he's
for
not
many
getting
years.
Dofy in the fight, bro. I'm
All
sorry.
right. Even without Dofy though, like Larry said that like hockey doesn't really matter in these mid tiers, but I
This
mean
is the other thing.
it really does though. Like why would it not matter, Larry?
I mean, because there's other moments in the
Very
story
nice.
that it doesn't matter.
Very
They
always
never used it. They never used their hockey.
Yeah,
When
no,
has
yeah,
Trebol
Moria
ever used
never
his
used hockey and
effectively?
Trebol did.
Right, but in
It's-
instances
What did
where
Trebol use
someone
hockey
is
for?
what?
It's like
Wait, no, but in instances
Okay,
when
I'll tell you
someone
what
is
Trebol used
countering
hockey
someone
for.
with
He shot a
what?
fly between the eyes. Full stop.
Okay.
but then like I guess we
Oh,
know
how is that effective against Moria when he's in ores?
Yeah, how
Do-
is he gonna knock one
Okay,
out?
let me tell you how that's effective, right? Like I
Because
told you
let's
before.
not forget.
Let me explain. Let's say Moria is
Okay,
in
go on.
ores, right? We know
Okay.
for a fact Trebol was strong enough to use just a partial of his infinite mana. I'm gonna say mana because I don't think you guys respect mucus enough to throw a ship effortlessly. He didn't try. Watch back that scene. He was not trying to move that shit. He like flicked his wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist, like that kind of stuff, right? He can sweep Oars' leg, let him fall into a pool of mucus, right, which is sticky. Oars can't get up. Then he sends another tsunami of mucus right on top of him. So now Moria is sealed inside the mucus. You know that he can change the shape of his mucus to any shape he wants as well? Imagine you're surrounded by mucus, because remember, his body is mucus. So that the clothing, the body, that's him making a shape from mucus. So he can shape it how he wants, even people. Now, imagine you cover Oars' body with mucus, then you just pierce it in every single direction you want. He's dead.
He had the flick of the wrist.
Imagine you like jump shadows and like
Ragnar, dealing with the infinite mucus point. Won't he get tired? Because everyone we've seen use devil fruits, devil fruits take a physical toll on your stamina. It happened with Law, happens with Kid, happens like every Logia can use
Magellan
I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna answer this.
Magellan
never got
Awakening.
You're right. Magellan didn't get tired. He had to use the
Alright,
he had 3-hour breaks.
One at a time.
One at
a time. And honestly, I'm gonna end the debate because we're lingering too long on this one. I gotta give my take, and I want to do one more matchup before we leave.
We got more matchups.
No, made this the last matchup. So
this is the last one. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna give my take now. I seriously was going back and forth on this one. Y'all all had some really good takes. At first, I was leaning Moria just because he has the preferable ability, in my opinion, as to what he's capable of doing with his shadows. Shadow Asgard was brought up already. When I watched Moria versus Luffy, I always thought, like, yo, why did he use Shadow Asgard in the way that he did? He should have just did a Nightmare Luffy kind of thing and just stayed in that kind of state and been faster, stronger, etc. But Trebol is a hockey user, and I'm gonna be real. I didn't know mucus had 1% salt in it. I'm gonna be honest. If he can mass produce that, it's gonna be very effective against these shadows. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That said, Moria does have the one-hitter quitter capabilities that Trebol just doesn't have. If he gets his shadow, and it's possible that Trebol knows about this ability, but as y'all know, and somebody pointed out earlier, I think it was Chris before he left, if he gets a shadow even just one time, the fight's over. Like, he's out for 3 days or whatever it is. So that's the only thing Moria needs to do to win, and I just haven't seen Trebol hit that hard. Like, maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm misremembering. I don't remember Trebol knocking anybody out for real. I don't remember him doing anything. Go ahead, because I'm trying to remember, like, other than like Usopp, who was like
no, but you're saying that if Gecko Moria takes his shadow, it's a wrap. The problem is, in order for Moria to take somebody's shadow, he has to physically touch him, which will be impossible if Trebol just bursts himself with the mucus. He's not gonna touch him.
He just has to physically grab the shadow itself. He doesn't have to touch the person. He has to grab the shadow and touch it. Whether he can do that or not, I mean,
he can physically, but in order to do that, your shadow isn't going to be stretched out. You know what I'm saying? Like close enough for him to touch it. Usually shadows are right there next to you. Correct?
Not always. It depends on the light.
Bro, we're acting like Moria's shadow can't move independently, and Moria can swap positions with it whenever he wants.
I brought that up.
But Trebol can just cover the entire field in mucus and light it up.
Is that going to kill Moria though? Like, is it going to knock Moria out?
I think the point
But it's enough to take him down, and then we know that Trebol's a sniper, bro. With hockey, he's gonna take him out.
With this matchup, though, even if Trebol can do the filling the field with the magma, and even if he has hockey, I haven't seen him whip out the kind of offensive capabilities he would need to put Moria down for the count. I just haven't. Whether y'all think he can or not, hitting a fly in the middle of the eye, that's not knocking Moria out.
But he destroyed the entire ship.
Mucus is not more. None of that's knocking Moria out. It's just not. I saw the man. Yeah, again, people without hockey have lost fights versus people with hockey. People with hockey have lost fights versus people without hockey in the series before.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Like, Trebol is some powerhouse because he has hockey that we didn't see on panel. It had to be told to us in an SBS. Like, it's not like Trebol was out here doing much with his hockey. Like, he has it, cool.
Okay, but give me Moria durability feats though.
Kaido. I want to hear. I want to make Seb make his point. I want to hear what Seb thinks.
He banged with Kaido when he was younger. That's a durability feat right there.
How?
That's not the same Moria.
No, it's not. You don't know how it happened.
It was still an Oni. He was still upcoming. You can't.
Who you voting for?
No,
man?
but Straw,
That's what I want to
all
hear.
you're
Same
basing
Moria
that-
though.
Straw, all you're basing that on is a shot of them running up to each other and a clash happening. If he what if the second after that? Wait.
Guys, hold on,
What if
Derek.
the
I gotta
second
run.
after
I'll be
that-
right back. But I gotta go.
He just gets his
Seb is going. Haven't heard his take.
Like, what does that matter?
Yeah.
I would like to point out, didn't Kid and
was Kaido
Luffy
linked
clash
with-
in Udon prison?
Yo, what happened?
Didn't Luffy and Kid clash in Udon
Yo,
prison
what are we talking
when
about?
they first met up?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
No. We're talking about how Moria clashing with Kaido in that one snapshot is a feat, but Kid clashed with Luffy in Udon prison.
Right. It's that's not.
Is that relevant?
It's not a feat.
So clashing isn't impressive.
Wait. It's not a feat because we didn't see anything that happened after that. Remember when Gear 4 Luffy first charged at Kaido screaming all gassed up with all of his hockey and power, and he got sent back through like the entire town, right? Gecko Moria probably wasn't that strong. So what are the odds that he didn't get sent flying back after that first hit? Well, there might not even have been a clash. He might have just got rocked because there's nothing that suggests he went through any serious hardships before he ran into Kaido, which might have just been by accident. Like how
Trebol
Kids
doesn't have
and
any
Killer
durability
and Hawkins
either,
and
though.
Apu all ran into Kaido by accident. If he just stumbled upon him and got beat up, that's not a feat. You saw him run up to him and survive. That's not a feat. Surviving is not a feat.
Complete speculation because you're betting on the other half of the
No,
argument.
what you're also
That's
saying is
Bible.
speculation because you're saying he clashed with him when
But
all
you're
he did
saying
was
the
run up
exact
to him.
opposite, like it's 100%. So it's 50.
No, because we've seen Kaido send someone much stronger than Moria has ever been thought to be flying.
But we're not talking
when they
about
ran up to
we're
him
talking
and
about
charged
Prime
at him.
Moria fought a young Kaido. You're saying that's nothing.
Right, but Prime Moria's probably not as strong as Gear 4 Luffy, right?
But we're not talking about Luffy though. We're talking about
No,
Trebol.
but I'm talking about how Luffy just got hit with a regular Thunder Bagua and got sent through a town when he's stronger and more
Luffy-
durable than Moria than she could have ever been. So
But
what
it's
is there to
still
even
Kaido.
suggest that?
Treble's durability though. I don't know. Treble has
But we're
zero
talking
durability.
about
Trebol and Luffy though. I don't.
I'm not
understand
talking.
comparing
I'm saying,
durability.
I'm saying you can't say Moira clashed with Kaido.
Man,
There's no
man,
evidence
Luffy.
to suggest that he did. He ran at him, and he might have just got beat down the second after.
know that,
because all we
though.
know is that he challenged him.
Listen,
and he lost.
but Strahd,
That's all we know.
you just
Zero
said it, Strahd.
durability. Let's just say
Strahd,
that.
you literally said it yourself, though. You said we don't know that, though. We don't know at all.
we
so
don't
it
know
can't be a
either
feat.
way.
That's
Don't
all
know
I'm
either-
saying. Is don't
It
use
can't be
because
a
you
feat
don't-
because we don't know what happened.
Yeah, you guys, let's just
Even
say
if it's not a
disagree. Let's
You
just
can't
say
say it's not a feat. If I can't
both
say this,
have zero durability.
All right,
None of them have
so-
durability.
Okay, but
Why
the
are we
problem
hating
here's the
for
thing.
losers?
Here's the
Can we
thing. Here's the
keep it
thing.
moving?
Sebastian said, how can Trebol take Moria down? How can he not take Moria down? Like, what if we seen from Moria that says, yeah, this man can't be taken down?
you're telling me all the shadows he can consume has nothing to do with his ability to fight Trebol? I don't care if it's 1% salt. That's a lot of salt, sure. But if he takes in all those, it's going to take time to knock out all those shadows. Y'all are, it's crazy. I understand like it's a DC, but just saying that like, oh, a prime Gecko Moria fought with a Kaido means jack shit is BS because just the other 50% of the argument can be said that it means everything. Like we don't know one way or the other. So to use that as an argument against it is just as a fallacy to use it. Well,
hold on.
no
So
one's
I feel
using
like
it.
if we don't know the result,
guys, on the side of Trebol
use it.
here.
I'm not using it against it. I'm saying
No,
don't
on the
use it
side
for
of
bad
Pete here, he's not saying he's using an argument against it. He's saying we shouldn't be using it as an argument whatsoever. The same thing you're saying. So, hear me out.
you can take it completely out. That's fair. That's fine.
But that's what we're saying. So it shouldn't be used as
when
a
it could
feat
be a
in
feat.
general because it can be taken either way.
Yeah,
And
because
that's
me and
fine.
Party,
But now,
me and Party Pete asked for a
guys,
durability feat.
now with removing that feat, what durability does that? Strahd replied and said, far as we know, having all those shadows consumed gives him that boost the same way it does to Nightmare Luffy, because he can do that. There's no saying he can't do that. Because it was done on panel, therefore Moria can do it. The thing is, when you have the salt into it, you're saying it would take time. Time can be decreased when you apply it to infinity.
So
the salt
I got
doesn't
a
affect
thing
the
about
shadows.
that.
Salt only affects zombies. The salt does not affect the shadows.
No, the thing is,
So 1 gram of 1% salt just kills 100 shadows instantly.
It doesn't
I
affect shadows.
don't agree with you.
Salt
I
doesn't affect
I
shadows. It
don't
only
agree.
affects zombies.
So Ragnar, the thing is with that 1% salt thing, the potency
No,
of
I
the
voted
salt
for
is,
Trebol.
so yeah, for Trebol with the salt thing. Y'all can say mucus is 1% salt. That's fine.
I'm not saying
And
that.
y'all say
That's
it's
not one of the
infinity.
feats I will put in. I will actually not put that in as a feat for the salt,
Okay,
1% salt.
even
It's
the
not a
salt
good
thing
point.
really doesn't matter, because if you drink 1% alcohol, you know how much of that liquid you have to drink to even feel a little bit tipsy. Like you're gonna have to
I
drink
think the
like
best
literally
point
tons and tons and
to
tons.
use from
That
all
makes
the
no
Trebol
sense.
feats. Wait. I think the best point to use from all the feats we've gathered so far as the anti-feats against Moria for Trebol is the fact that he can do auto combustion at large scale at any point he wants.
But
And
the
when
thing is,
keep that in mind, that combustion alone can give him that combustion alone will give him the ability to manipulate the light around him in any way and shape form he wants to, right? And that's the argument Oz was making earlier, to say he would have to get close. And if imagine somebody who is combusting right at the exact time you're trying to cut his shadow away. His shadow moves to the opposite side of where the fire is. Then he puts out the fire with his own mucus, and then he goes combust somewhere else. Does that
Yeah,
make
I
sense?
mean, that's a valid point.
More shadows.
But guys, and to Party Pete's point, it's 16-8.
Exactly.
And Moria's winning the vote on YouTube by 82%. So it's kind of over. And me and Larry kind of got to go. But I did appreciate all the takes tonight, y'all. I really did. This was an interesting one. It was actually tougher than I thought it was going to be with Trebol and Moria, but it's
16-8.
a winner. Yeah, 16-8.
Hey Seb, real quick, who won, Ragey or Carrot?
Ragey.
All right, good. Yeah, that's all that matters.
Well, yeah, guys, we really appreciate y'all sticking here with us all night and debating. Yeah, we're really highly debating this one. It was a lot of fun. We're gonna do it again next week. I'll probably be back in Jersey, so might be at Larry's crib, might be somewhere else. I don't know. I kind of like my little camera thing here. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But we're gonna drop y'all and end the show. But seriously, appreciate y'all being here. If y'all haven't, please like the stream on YouTube. Helps with the YouTube algorithm.
Hey man, hey, look, one more hot take, dude. Look, Gecko Moria, next straw hat.
Oh man, yo, Larry, get these guys out of here. Get these guys
That's a wild take.
out of here, bro. What?
Just ban him. Just
try.
No, do not.
Yo, chat, Vegapunk is a fraud. Just remember that.
Those are fun times, man. Good stuff, Larry.
I had to do it.
Trouble.
Yo, what?
Yeah, before we go, Seb, we have some super chats.
Yeah, we did. We got a $10 super chat from our guy Strahd. It says, "Just take the money, Larry."
Yo, bro, did you see him on camera?
Yeah.
No. When he jumped across the bed and flipped.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Yo, bro, it was hilarious, bro. He threw the chair across the screen when he was off of it, like off camera. And then all of a sudden you saw him jump across the hotel bed, like he flipped across it. Yo, bro. It's hilarious.
Was it like a wild take?
Nah, he just did it randomly. Show's hilarious, bro.
But thank you so much, Strahd. And we got another $5 super chat from Brandon Peterson. It says, Moria is literally rebuilding his army in Liverbark to go back to the New World. He lost his crew, but he's been preparing to spin the block. He has will. This is something I did want to point out earlier, Larry, when y'all were talking about like whether his will is gone. It's been broken, but he still was actively trying to he thought doing this would allow him to compete with Kaido. He was still had a will. It was just dumbfounded because I don't know what made him think that was going to be Kaido. Delusional, maybe. But thank you so much, Brandon Peterson. This was a fun episode. There's a lot A lot of tight debates. The Reiju carrot one wasn't as close as I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But I think we got the debate I was looking for with Trebol and Moria. So that was good.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you to everybody that was new that that ended up swinging through. I know that our TikTok has been popping off a little bit since I've been posting videos again, and I know Twitter has been popping off since I've been posting videos there too. Just want to say thank you to all the newcomers, everybody that's on TikTok live, swinging through from the Discord link. Appreciate that too. We got another one next week. It's gonna be a goodie. So
yeah, man, the mid-tier tournament continues. Should be a lot of fun. I want to say shout out once again to Mr. D Artist for the super dope images for the fights. I think that they bring a little pizzazz, man. I love that. And just shout out to everybody who super chatted and anybody who was here with us. You know, like we always say, we do these DDTs because we don't get the chance to talk to y'all as much as we'd like to on the regular show on Mondays. The hour-long calls, or it's not even an hour long most of the time. So, you know what I mean? It's awesome to engage with y'all on Discord. Y'all are some of the funniest people I've ever met online. So it's awesome to be able to engage with y'all consistently like this. So we're going to continue to do the DDT as long as y'all like it. But I have a lot of fun with it. I know Larry has fun with it. But yeah, if y'all haven't, join the Discord and join us on one of these in the coming weeks. The mid-tourney continues. But that's it for me. Larry, I don't know if you have anything else you wanted to say. But
John, losers.